baby. You know what that sound means. That means we're back with another episode of Rated G with Gary G. Garcia and Brian T. Licata. You know who we are. Well, maybe you don't. I'm Gary G. Garcia along with my brother and partner, Misinformation, Brian T. Licata. We're doing it again, man. We're doing it again. We're getting comments before we even go up. Motherfuckers is getting at us already. We're a little late, of course, as always. But what do you want?
I think we should maybe I should start to put it on the flyer that says show starts at 12 Eastern.
Seating starts at 12.
Where'd you go? I lost it, G. You muted yourself. He's starting with this shit already, but we got King Handles in the mix.
It's already starting, man. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back.
Yeah, well, you sound good now. We got Bro 1212 in the house. Splash 1976. Splash, thank you for joining the show. First time commenter, I believe, with us today. Yeah, we're here. And good morning, Jasmine. I heard you and your dad had a nice afternoon together yesterday. We had spoken a little bit about it. And yes, we are very, very sorry for King Handle says he wants to speak to the manager. In case anybody's wondering, if you need to speak to the manager, if you're upset with the value of what you're getting for the price that you're paying for our show, you can email hr@ratedg.com. Right?
Yeah, we'll bring all your complaints to them.
Yeah, we'll handle everything in the order of which it's received.
Yeah, big up to Bro, big up to Splash 1976. I think that's a first time commenter. Started rolling up at 12, lighting up. Yeah, exactly. Big up to my daughter Jasmine, King Handles, everybody here. Ready, man? This is dope, man. Congratulations. I'm glad. I hope everybody's week is going better than mine. Not that mine has been that bad, but if it's going better than mine, then you're having a pretty good week.
What's been going on? I feel like I've talked to you a couple times throughout the past.
Well, my day started with my landlord calling me. Now my landlord calls me. Because today's the 3rd, and I didn't pay last month, and I didn't pay this month. And he calls me up.
So hold on. So for anybody, because we have some new people listening, so anybody who hasn't seen this yet, Gary's apartment has been leaking from every hole in the wall. There's just water coming out of it.
From every hole. My apartment's getting gangbanged by the water.
It's leaking from the bottom, which is insane. We've never seen that before anywhere.
Yeah, I got a couple of things going on, you know. like over here, I don't know if you can get it. There's like a hole in the ceiling over there. And then I got some holes in the fucking living room and shit. So he calls me up. And he's like, hey, did they stop the leaking? And I'm like, yeah, they stopped the leak. And I hit you up. I told you they stopped the leak. He's like, all right, cool. I said, yeah, but dude, they still got to fix this stuff. You know, I said, I got a closet I can't use. It's all water damaged. I got ceiling things missing in my bathroom. Water's coming in. I got the 2 ceilings. I said, I need this stuff to get fixed, dog, you know? And he's like, all right, you know, I noticed you didn't give me the October rent. Motherfucker, you knew I didn't give you the October rent.
He said, I noticed.
Yeah. I said, nah, I didn't. I was waiting to talk to you. And he goes, well, call me, reach out. I said, brother, I've texted you, I've called you. I stopped reaching out because I don't have to hunt you down. We haven't been dating. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't need to hunt you down. Yeah. I said, not like we dating. I sent you the pictures. I sent you the text. And he goes, all right. So send me those pictures and send me the number to the guy who works the building, you know, and I'll get on that. And, you know, send me out.
Well, hold on. How does he not have the number? You know? Okay.
You know, and he goes, you know, he was getting on me with the tub. And I'm thinking, yeah, motherfucker. And he took care of it. And then he sent you a bill. You never came to take care of the tub. You know what I'm saying? When the people downstairs because I had a crack in my tub, so it was leaking downstairs. And that was for months. I didn't care because, you know, it wasn't leaking on me. And I didn't like the people downstairs. So they could go screw themselves. So now he calls me up because, all right, I'm going to get that going. Send me this month's rent and next month's rent. I said, hold on, dog. Sorry to inform you, but that's not how it's going to go. I said, when I see people in here fixing it up, we'll talk about giving you the rent. I have your rent, but you're not going to have your rent until I see these motherfuckers fixing this shit. Because I said I'm living uncomfortably. I don't need to live uncomfortably. And I checked the laws. I said I got mold, on the door. I sent the picture of the mold on the door. I said they took out 2 moldy tiles, which means the thing. But I did the research, dude. New Jersey, the landlord is not responsible for the mold. There's no rule saying that they have to do it. Now, my options is I can do it and then take it out of the rent.
Yeah, so
But they're not obligated to do it.
I think we need to actually ask the people in the comments, because I feel like their law interpretations might be better than ours or yours.
Well,
dude, I feel like the mold, dude. I feel like I'm pretty sure if it's black mold or something like that, the landlord is liable, and then they have to
look it up. I looked it up.
King Hansel says real estate is a contact sport, nothing passive about it.
Yeah, nah, listen, man, I'm a great tenant. King Handles is the land, dude. If you got a 2-bedroom at a good price, let me know. But nah, I'm a great tenant, dude. Even during COVID, I paid my bills, man, when everybody else didn't have to. Like I said, I kept my house when everybody was losing theirs during the subprime. I'm a dude who pays his bills. So, obviously, if I'm not paying you, there's things that need to be fixed. And I don't mean just like right now, they usually come and they just patch it up and walk away. And I'm stuck with a big patch looking there. Nah, paint that shit, dog. Not to mention, I forgot to send them the picture of the whole sidewall that needs to be redone, man. I got to send them that picture too.
She just sent them a couple. She just sent them a couple of links to the episodes.
Yeah, send them some nudes. Send them a dick pic laying right on top of your rent. Saying to get to that, you got to go through this.
Oh.
So pucker up, bitch. Nah, I'm just saying, man, like, he woke me up. Now, no doubt it was like 10 o'clock, but still, he woke me up, because everyone knows I sleep all day. That's what I do. You know what I'm saying? I sleep all day. Apparently, to everybody, that's what I do. I sleep all day, which I don't know if I should take that as regardless of landlord-tenant law, I take care of the mold, because if you're sick, then you can't work. If you can't work, you can't pay rent. Man, if only common sense was used amongst us all. You know what I'm saying?
Or even you.
Well, I got a GED, man. You get what you give. Stephen Buddha. Hey, Buddha, what's up, baby? How are you, man? How's everything? Stephen Buddha, I would say either he fixes it or we can call the health inspector and you can deal with them. But like I said, I looked it up and it said that it's really not they're not obligated. Like I'm the one that's obligated to take care of it. I could charge them. I could take it off the rent. But regardless, I still got the problems that he needs to fix. And he's like, that's the building. And I go, I know, I get it, but I'm not the one that should be chasing him down. You're the landlord. Get him in here. Show me some goodwill that you're fixing shit. And I'll be happy to give you your fucking rent, because I really don't want to be stressed. You know what I'm saying? It's not like I want to fucking move again. Moving sucks.
Yeah, it's the worst.
I remember, what was his name, man? There's this comedian from Astoria that I love. And he was talking about the people that were like, this is like a couple years back. He was talking about, I think it was the Libyans or the Syrians that were coming into the country to escape war and shit. And he's like, and everybody's saying, don't let them in. Don't let them in. These people are running. He goes, they're running from do you know what they had to go through to get here? He goes, I had to move from the 3rd floor to the 4th floor. He goes, not because the 3rd floor there was a war going on. He goes, just because the 4th floor had a better view. And he goes, and I never want to do that again. I didn't even want to move upstairs. Imagine moving from fucking Syria all the way to America.
It's a good joke. It's a great joke. Yeah, it's a great joke.
He said, I had to move from the 3rd floor to the 4th floor. Not because there was a war on the 3rd floor, just because there was a better view on the 4th floor. Michelle, what's up, beautiful? So, I don't really want to move, to keep it real. But
Mama saying hello. That was probably one of the nicest meows we've ever had in the
She's right here chilling with me.
I got to make that into a little sound effect.
It's my little baby, yo. It's my little baby. She's been very kissy lately. It's not like her. Like she's been licking my hand. Last night she was licking my cheek. I'm like, what are you doing? You don't lick. You're not a licky cat. Your little sandpaper.
Are you going away or something sometime soon? Does she send something to come in? Because usually she gets like that right before you're about to go on the road or something, right?
Yeah, she'll lay in front of the door. But
Huh.
she knows. She hasn't seen, like, I didn't pull out my bags or nothing to pack, so she knows. She doesn't know. I mean, I'm not going away, so I don't know what it is.
It's what I thought.
She just she gets in these moods, I don't know. Like right now, she's been sleeping for like 3 days. Now all of a sudden, it's because I'm in here. She's up on here.
Yeah.
Your baby.
Uh,
She's a good girl, man. Yeah, so that's how my day started, dealing with him. But, I will give him this. One, he sounded in good spirits. And two, he was like, okay, I'll get that happening. So let's see what happens, man.
You said the landlord sounded in good spirits?
Yeah. Like he sounded like, hey, Gary, hey. I'm like, all right, you want to be in good spirits? All right.
Well, I guess he's trying to, like, maybe figures if he's nice to you and
listen, man,
he keeps you happy, then you'll be more likely to pay him.
Dude, you know me. I prefer to be in good dealings.
You should have said,
and not talk to him at all. Normally, when shit breaks here, like the ceiling and all that, the first like 5 times, 6 times, and then the one time the whole ceiling came down in my bathroom, I didn't even call him. I sent him a text. I said, listen, this is what's going on. I'm taking care of it. I spoke to Rich in the building, and I fixed it myself because I don't want him raising my rent, and I'm on a month-to-month right now. I have no lease.
Right.
So, I try not to bother him, but then it gets to a point, dude, you just ruined my whole closet full of shit.
Now, wait, let me ask you this. You had a lease, you're on month to month. Was there any language in the lease that said your contract turns over to a month to month, or is it a handshake agreement for month to month? Because if it's a handshake agreement, then you don't have to pay him anything ever.
No, there is nothing.
Oh,
I had a lease. I actually never signed a lease with him. When he bought the apartment from my old landlord, he carried on my lease.
Oh.
So I had like 2 years left of my lease with my old landlord. And then, but like I said, I'm not trying to fuck nobody over. I'm not trying to get over. That's bad. That's bad. That's just bad. So I'm not trying to do that. But look at her, man. I tell you, she's very my baby. She just rips my face, she claw onto my face. That'd be hysterical. Nah, but so he took over, and then when my lease ran out, he just never bought it up. I never bought it up. I just kept paying him his rent. So let's see what happens, man.
I mean, because technically you've been squatting. You're just paying for your squat.
I wouldn't call it squatting. I'm paying.
Yeah, but
and he's not like he wants me to leave. If he wanted me to leave and I wasn't leaving, then that would be squatting. If I'm paying my rent, D-Moore, what's up, baby? Let's go. You know what I'm saying? Like, in other words, I'm paying the rent, so it's not like I'm squatting.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think it becomes squatty. Right now, she's licking my hand, my little baby.
But you're not paying rent now, so you are squatting.
Well, for these 2 months, technically, I'm not squatting because he hasn't asked me to leave. Squatting becomes when they say leave, and you don't. Now you're officially a squatter.
Yeah, but he doesn't want you there.
No, actually, he loves me. I pay my rent the first of every month. This is the first 2 months I haven't.
I'm just giving you a hard time.
Give me a hard time. Go ahead. King Hammer says no lease and verbal agreements equal month to month by default.
Yeah, and I think that's actually, I'm sure there's some legal standing to that too in court. Yeah, I know. I'm just giving him a hard time.
I'm pretty sure if you don't pay, then he doesn't have to ask you to leave. Well, no, he does. Otherwise, I won't. I'll start thinking he's just covering my rent.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'll be like, wow, he's the best landlord I ever had. This motherfucker pays the rent for me.
Dude. Oh, my God. Well, I've had some issues of my own with the landlord of late. And of recent.
San Francisco, do they even pay rent in San Francisco, or do people just knock on doors, pull people out of their house, and take over?
You're thinking about moving to San Francisco. Don't. Human feces on my front porch. You're thinking about moving to San Francisco.
Dude.
Don't.
Human feces on my front porch. Why does that sound like a new released secret old recording from Bob Dylan that we never heard. Or like Bob Marley, human feces on my front porch.
Welcome to front porch.
Wait, Timor said not letting this guy stay at my Airbnb. Somebody squatting in your Airbnb? That's fucked. I don't think he's talking about me. He's saying if you don't pay, then you don't have to ask him to leave. He said he's not letting this guy stay at my Airbnb. So I'm guessing I'm just guessing. I could be wrong. But that'd be fucked up. An Airbnb, that's like going to a hotel room and not leaving. Can you squat in a hotel room?
Yeah, dude, I think they'll toss you real fast out of a hotel room. Actually, I know they toss you because they toss you out of a crack motel if you don't pay for a night, dude.
So how is it that you can't like go into a hotel, pay for the night, and then go, no, I'm not leaving, right? You can't squat at a hotel, but you could do that to Mike, come back to Queens so we can start up migrant fights, the success of the bum fights. You know something, Splash. I think you might be onto something. I don't know. I'm hearing $1 million idea right there, pew, man. I'm hearing $1 million idea right there, dude. No lie. Fucking migrant fights. And you make them fight against like Americans. Like those miracle dudes. You go like down to the South and you get these like real gung-ho Americans and you have them fight the migrants. And if they win, they get to stay. Like a belt. Instead of a belt, they give them a green card.
So should we just start doing this at the border? So instead of having border patrol, you just have some big Southern boys named what? Hunter?
Luke.
Chad?
Nah, no Chad. You got Luke. Jake, you know, you got one-eyed Willie, you know,
Big Colin.
Like yeah, man, Buck. You got Buck.
Oh, yeah.
Fight for 300. Nah, I think here in New York.
Yeah, MSG, bro.
MSG, man, MSG. Americans got to dress up as Uncle Sam. Yeah, man. Listen, I think that's a great idea. And especially if we do it like you take a green card and you put like a belt attachment to it, where the green card is the buckle. You know, it'll be like he goes, you're known for a green card. I'll cut him up real nice.
Dude.
Scarface.
That was good.
Right?
That was good.
Drip that on for a green card. I'm gonna cut him up real good. Right? I'm telling you, man, you get it right out. I think the border is a good idea, and then it's like what you do is like the border is like, that's your first fight. You get the green card, and then you get to fight. Then you get to fight for the championship, the championship of what city you want to live in. What was the last Halloween costume you two wore? I gave up costumes after the Peter Chris incident. I don't know if you heard about that. I was dressed as Kiss with my cousins and my brother, and they robbed my candy and my wig. So I would say the last costume I wore was a hoodie with a mask. And by that time I was probably, too old to be, trick-or-treating, but I was just, we would go and just get candy real quick to munch because we'd be smoking weed.
Yeah, that was my dad always hated giving, or my mom rather always hated giving the candy to the guys who would just
show up like you're completely dressed regular, but you got a mask on.
You got the mask on, yeah. And then she also wouldn't give anybody anything until they said trick or treat. You had to say trick or treat, or she wasn't giving you shit.
What, you just knock on the door? How rude is that? You just knock on the door? No, you got to say trick or treat.
Exactly, dude. Yeah, they'd knock on the door and then they would just wait there with their hands out. And she's like, "What?"
Yeah,
she's like, "I'm not going through all this if you're not even going to at least make the effort on your end."
Yeah, what? Yeah, I don't get that either, man. So I'd say that was I think the Kiss was my last, and then before that I had a couple of those plastic ones. But the Kiss one was dope because we did it ourselves. It was no plastic shit. We didn't buy the costumes. We stole our mom's wigs and shit like that. And my aunt at the time was she did makeup. So she did all our makeup, You know,
That's
came
kind of
out.
cool.
We came. It was dope. We came out looking really dope, yo.
Mm.
And it's a shame because that night ended weak. I got robbed. Fucked up Halloween for me, which is a stupid holiday anyway. It's just a dumbass holiday.
It's the worst.
Yeah, my daughter loves it though. My daughter says I
Wow.
was screening kids out here with my best camera.
Nest,
If they
probably.
didn't
She probably meant her Nest.
Nest camera. If
Nest
they didn't
camera.
have costumes, I didn't open the door. Exactly.
Yeah, good for her.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you were right, Nest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, don't be opening that fucking door. And then they were doing this thing by my daughter, and I've also heard about it in a couple of places out here in Jersey called Trunk or Treat.
Oh, yes, yeah.
Where they give the candy out the
kids in the
trunks.
ghetto. Yeah.
And I'm thinking, yeah, that's smart. Have a kid walk up to a dude with his trunk open and ask for candy.
Well,
They'll
usually
get surprised when he gets chucked in the trunk.
Well, usually they're set up. They're like in a parking lot. Well, they'll have it'd be like a car show,
That's
more or less.
Halloween ain't even the same no more because in my neighborhood it went from us going into the buildings. You know what I'm saying? You go into the buildings, you knock on all the doors, you'd have a nice sock filled with baby powder. So if they didn't answer the door, you just beat their door with the sock and leave the whole door white with baby powder. You know? And then it went from that to like all the kids trick-or-treating in the candy stores. You know what I'm saying? Like they started trick-or-treating in the candy stores. There was no one going in the buildings anymore. You would just walk up to Broadway and see all the kids going into the candy stores.
Just robbing?
Nah. Like they didn't want to get robbed, so they gave it out, you know.
Oh, the candy.
And then that's when you started seeing the change, you know. That was like the change in Halloween. It was no longer, you know, and now kids are trick-or-treating with the lights on, like, you know what I'm saying? The sun's still out, everyone's trick-or-treating. What's this? What are we looking at?
This is my second to last Halloween costume.
Are you the beaver?
Yeah, it's a chipmunk. It's not a beaver. But
it's a chipmunk. And why is your face like that, like all brown? Would you stuck up somebody's butt? Or you
this part right here? Well, this whole thing was brown. It was just old. So this was a costume that we had at. I
thought that was shit stains.
No,
I thought you were going like deep, like I'm a gerbil. I thought he was a gerbil. Who was that? Who was that actor? Who was that actor that they said used to put Richard Gere? I thought you was going as Richard Gere's gerbil. Because I think they said Richard Gere was putting gerbils in his ass. Do they really do that? Is that real? I don't think that's real.
It's a gay rumor.
It's a gape rumor?
A gay rumor.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm sorry. I should say I shouldn't do it. It's a gay rumor, not a gay rumor.
Yeah. You fucked up on your quotations. Yeah. But they don't do that at all, right? That doesn't go on. People ain't putting gerbils in their ass, right? Michelle says, yes, all the schools here in Tom's River do trunk and treat. Never had a kid at my door since New York for Halloween. Yeah, I mean, I didn't see no one out here in Atlantic City trick-or-treating. Not a soul.
Really?
Not a soul. I didn't even see no kids dressed up.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Splash says zombie chipmunk. I thought you was going as Richard Gere's chipmunk. Gere's gerbil, exactly. That's exactly what I thought. King Handle says, I knew a dude that put a dead pet scorpion in his butt in college.
It was him. It's a shocking twist. It was him.
Asking for a friend, dog. King
Asking for a friend, dog. Asking for a friend.
Why would you do that?
Yeah, King Handles, why would you do that? How did it feel? Was it better that it was dead than alive?
Did you ever see the episode on South Park where they put the gerbil, the teacher's trying to get fired?
Dude, we've talked about this on an old episode. Now that I'm talking about it, because I'm looking at it. Gerbling is what it's called. It's called
gerbling. It can't be real,
bro. We have had.
No, we haven't.
Yes, we have.
I would remember a conversation about gerbling.
No, dude.
How is it I wouldn't remember a conversation about gerbling, but I remember sparing, and that was like our second episode. We never had an episode about gerbling.
Selective amnesia.
Those memories too painful to remember. We choose to forget.
Oh man.
Splash asks a very legitimate question. How big is that hole to push a scorpion up? Well, I mean, I've seen some pretty little scorpions, but scorpions tend to be very pointy. Are they animals? What are they?
What do you mean? They're bugs. They're
A
bugs.
scorpion's a bug?
Yeah, it's a bug. Yeah.
A scorpion's a bug.
Yeah, dude. Yep.
Really?
Well, actually, it says this is a. I take that back. It is arachna. Here, I'll pull it up.
But that's not a bug. That's like a spider.
Yeah. So it's technically in the animal kingdom, which I'm not sure. It's been a while since I've gone down this stuff. So scorpions are predatory arachnids of the order Scorpioneth, which is Mexican. They have 8 legs and are easily recognized by a pair of grasping pincers and a narrow segmented tail, often carried blah, 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 blah. They live in deserts, but have adapted to a wide range of conditions.
When I was in New Mexico, man, this chick had a scorpion in her living room just on the rug. She was like, baby, called the man, scorpion, come get it. I was like, you get scorpions? That's insane, man.
And actually, I take that back. They are, I believe, okay, so what makes it an insect would be the class of species it is. So
insects have no class. They don't. They're very dumb. They land on shit.
It's
food. They got no class whatsoever.
You were right though. It's an arachnid, not an insect.
Thank you. King Handle says, just to clear things up, King Handle says it's not him. His fetishes don't extend beyond feet. Feet fetishes are very normal, but the question is, do you like cute feet or are you one of them psychos who like corns and bunions on that shit with like yellow toenails?
King Handles actually has his own bunion burner. He converted it from an electric sandpaper that he's got like 100 grit on that thing for special ladies.
Splash says, whatever they are, they don't belong up no one's asshole. No, they don't. Like I said, that it was dead too. Those tend to be very pointy creatures. You know what I'm saying? Little sharp points all over the place. Hold on. King Handle says, Splash, I assume because it was dead, it was able to be folded up. Oh, maybe just crushed, like with the finger, just crushed it up in there, like blended.
Maybe dipped it in a little baby oil.
Blended. Maybe it dies like a spider, legs curl up. I don't know though. They got like and the tail got that pointer. I mean, I guess that makes you leave the tail hanging out so you can grab it and pull it back out. Is that how it works? Splash slides right in. And you leave the pointer out, right? We could all agree that you would probably leave the pointer out so you can pull it back out.
Oh, dude.
Can we all agree on that? I don't know.
We agree. Yes, we agree.
I don't know. All I know is that we've already gone deep. We're already in buttholes, and we've only been talking for 28 minutes. You haven't even told us how your day was. And we're already in buttholes. The tail is like a tampon string. Yes, that's what I was thinking. Exactly. And this is the reason why 69% of my followers are male.
Dude, I think it's
this conversation. I looked the other day, 69% on my Instagram. 69
on your Instagram. I think our YouTube is like 90. It's like
90% dudes, right? So big up to all the females who watch us, man. You know, it takes
Michelle, Stormy,
Diana, Lauren, my daughter. You know, it takes some balls to watch Rated G. So we appreciate your nuts.
Just want to say thank you to my wife for supporting us in doing the show.
And listen, it's amazing to be here. After the last show, I really thought, you know, that was going to bring us a strike. You know, we posted that thing of Howard Stern. Howard Stern got a lot of supporters, man. A couple people were calling us dumb for even bringing it up.
Yeah, because they were saying he was making fun of Ted Danson.
Listen, I'll keep it real. I was not offended. I like racism in certain forms. You know what I'm saying? So I wasn't offended. I just didn't think it was funny. Right. And the point that I'm trying to make is that's been up on YouTube for 6 years. It's blatantly offensive. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Now, not to me, but then again, you know, I'm desensitized and, you know, nothing really, you know, surprises me, man. You know what I'm saying? But he's been up. Yeah, there is still time. They're going to figure it out. But that shit's been up there for what? It was up there for 9 years. You know what I'm saying? And
that video, yeah.
30 N-bombs and you know, the sounds like spoon word and gorilla, and you know what I'm saying? Like it was just straight. It wasn't funny.
It wasn't funny.
Although there was one dude when you watch it that was laughing his ass off through the whole thing. You could hear him dying laughing in the back, and I'm just wondering, man, what's his house look like? You know what I'm saying? Like if you go over his house for beer,
I'm pretty sure that was Mel Gibson that you can hear in the background.
Why you got to bring Mel into this, man?
I don't know. He's the only person I could think of. I was struggling with the Rolodex.
I still like Mel.
Yeah.
You know, not personally. I don't fucking know him, but his movies are still good.
And
one thing I know is he's not diddling children.
Yes,
so if I gotta take the anti-Semitic or the diddler, I'd rather watch a movie with the anti-Semitic pretending not to be an anti-Semitic in the movie. I don't want to be anti-Semitic in the movie, but in the movie, you know.
I was gonna say I don't really like him for his movies, but his political views.
That's what you like him for. I mean, I don't know if he's anti-Semitic. I really never, you know, I don't know. I never really heard the quotes he said that people say that. You know what I'm saying? Like I just never listened to it really. You know, like if you don't, I don't even want to have this conversation. Never mind. I'm gonna pull back on that one. They're on YouTube too. Exactly. They allow all that shit. Oh, what happened? Let's see. You gonna play it? Let's check it out.
I stay at home for most of the time.
Public, and it's an embarrassment to me. You look like a on heat, and if you get raped by a pack, it's your fault. All right? Because you provoked it. You are provocatively dressed all the time with your fake boobs. You feel you have to show off.
It looked like he was saying it in that picture, right? Your fake boobs. It looked like he was saying it in that picture.
And that green thing today was enough. That's provocative. Okay?
Yeah, man. You know what? I don't have a problem. Who has a problem with that? He's telling his chick, that's his chick, you showing too much. You hanging out probably in places that are, you know, known to be established. She probably does have a bunch of them dudes wanting to bang her. You know? I mean, I'm guessing she's probably hot. She's with him, right?
Mm-hmm.
How was your day? Clean this up. That wasn't the Jews in Hollywood. That wasn't the Jews in Hollywood thing. No, here's the thing. I don't know. I've watched histories of Hollywood. Didn't the Jews create it?
What? Hollywood?
Hollywood, yeah.
Yeah,
yeah. So now they own it. That's what happens. Go create something. Stop getting mad at successful people. You know, become somebody that the government might want to use you as a tool for propaganda or to put out some sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know? You know what I'm saying? I mean, look what Howard Stern did. Howard Stern did his thing, you know, became huge, and then they turned him. And now he works for them. D.L. Hewley had a funny bit about it. He said, a pack of N-words. What are we, Newports?
I think I've heard that bit before.
Bro says, I have found that if you're in a biracial marriage, you can get away with some of that shit in certain circles.
That's why we're in a biracial podcast. Depending on who you talk to.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know. I'm Lebanese.
And I'm Jewish. And look at these lines we're crossing, you know?
Yeah, man. We're bringing shit together, man.
Yeah.
Unity.
What we've decided here, right? I get this and he gets this, right?
Well, I have forgiven Brian for all his atrocities that he has done to me throughout this podcast.
And I have recognized Gary's sovereignty in the show.
You know, Hebrew was invented in the 1920s by a guy named Eliza Ben Yehuda. Yehuda happens to be the name of my landlord. I wonder if there's any relation.
Oh, shit.
We're all Americans with different spices. Yeah, man, but I forgot where I was hearing this. It was probably on one of the people on the Daily Wire, probably. But they were saying that, you know, the problem now is that when there's no American culture anymore. And believe it or not, we used to have a culture. You know, I mean, anyone who would disagree that America was basically founded on Judeo-Christian beliefs would be bugging. You know what I'm saying? And that was
European. Also,
European.
That's the important part to also make the distinction. It was founded by all Europeans.
Yeah, well, look,
because that's what you're saying. I mean, Judeo-Christian. You talk about family values. That's the one thing that people really, really never want to talk about. Is when the country was founded, it was all English, British, Welsh.
Yeah.
It was white people. It was a monoculture. And the big difference between our country and every other country in the world is most country you go to, it's 90% the same nationality and the same race.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's why it's different here.
The traveling runner says part Lebanese, part llama. That's right. LL, baby. LL. Bro says Stern had Robin, so she gave him shade on racial shit, and in return, she got a paycheck. True indeed. But if you watch that whole thing in its full, he starts calling the N-word to he calls Robin a smelly N-word.
Mm-hmm.
And then Robin goes, whoa. And they don't even go back to her. But you can hear it in her voice that she's like, whoa, listen, you point that shit in that direction, don't point that in this direction. She makes it very clear that she didn't like it when he said it to her.
Mm-hmm. She was the one who was doing the host. That was Robin Quivers.
Yeah.
She co-hosted the show, right? Is she on the show with him?
Yeah. I think still to this day.
Let me see. Yeah. She's still on the show.
And you know what's crazy is who's that radio dude back in the day that called them the basketball team nappy-headed hoes? Remember that? Remember he called on the radio. What was his name again? He was around for years. Imus.
Yeah.
He called them nappy-headed hoes and he got canceled. So my thing is this, man. You know, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. If they're canceling, they pull me down all the fucking time just for disagreeing. What are you showing us, man?
I'm not going to play it.
What is it?
Don Imus
calls girls basketball team nappy-headed hoes. Most you're just flipping through, dog. You're not even giving us a chance to read it, yo. Most countries in the world now aren't sovereign, including us. Go ahead and try to leave the banking system. You'll be taken off the map. I can't say I disagree with that. Yeah, Don Imus was the dude, and the traveling runner said rest in peace. I don't know if he means that to us or to Don Imus. I don't know if that was for us or Don. But yeah, I'm just saying, man, it's like they pick and choose.
Mm-hmm.
So it begs to ask the question, why, how did Howard get away with it for so long?
I mean, it's easy. They're in. They're connected. They're on the payroll, dog.
I'm just saying, I'm not giving the answers. I'm just asking the questions. I don't want to give no answers.
Because why would you try to find a solution for us instead of just identifying more problems for us to worry about, right? Because that's the problem with your generation, man. It really is. All you ever want to do is you want to look at the problem, you don't want to work, and you don't want to fix anything.
What, my generation?
You just want to let it deteriorate. Oh, yeah. All of you. All your entire generation don't want to work, can't be on time, lazy, don't look good. Yeah, archaic, no good, dirty, rotten scoundrels.
You're talking about my generation.
No, I'm talking about you.
Oh, me.
Just you in particular.
Dude, who works? I sleep all day. I apparently don't have a job. I mean, these are things that come out of people's mouths to me. I wish I could sleep all day. I sleep all day. I sleep all fucking day. I got this dude texting me at 4 o'clock in the fucking 6 o'clock in the morning. 7 o'clock in the morning, I'm getting texts from this dude. How much do I sleep? Like a fucking cat. That's how I sleep, like a cat. I curl up, I sleep, my ears are up because something's about to happen. And then I fucking, Themore 76 says, it's called nationalism. Stop identifying as a nationalist and you're sovereign. Themore 76 says, I am man. My rights are God-given. Boom. Splash, totally agree. Gen X, the best of the best. The last of the best. Because I'm not going to lie, man, them dudes who, the whole World War II shit and the Depression shit, those were some gangsters. But we were the last of the Mohicans, man. We were the last of the strong, man. Mm-hmm. And listen, here's the problem. we also need to take responsibility for what we created.
Yes.
You know, and
you're
that
my
comes
parents.
that comes from
You
that
raised
comes
us.
from
You raised the millennials.
yeah, but here's the
dude.
thing: it's not our kids who fuck shit. It's not us who really fuck shit up. It's our kids who are having kids because we raised our kids a little too pampered. And my daughter has told me that. My daughter's like, you pampered me too much, you know. She says you never let me go anywhere by myself, and I don't remember doing that. But of course, we lived in the projects. I wasn't letting you walk around the projects by yourself, man.
Mm-hmm.
Michelle says, listen, millennial, don't blame us Generation X for what your generation don't do. But you know what it is, Michelle? We didn't hit our kids enough. We were also the last generation to get hit. You know what I'm saying? We didn't hit our kids. I really never was in a position where I really had to. You know, and then when I did, he was a big boy and things got ugly. Bro says viewership, they bought in the money, so they got a pass. I'm talking Howard Stern, right? Yeah. They had the money, man, you know.
Splash agrees.
Yeah. Third Themor says we got a rundown on that shit Gary is wearing.
Oh, the shirt. He wants to run down
on
the
the
shirt.
Oh,
yeah, stand up. Let's see it.
Oh yeah, this is the shirt actually was made by my boy. Big up to fuck man. I'm forgetting his name. Shit, what's his name? They used to do that thing, Rat Fink. Oh, Sec Fink.
This is your brain on drugs.
Sec Fink. My man Sec Fink. He's done a couple of my shirts, and this one, all the writing on it is from people who came to my shows when I think it was like 2 years ago when I would have a good show, like a really good show. And
I think it was longer than that, dude. You've
Yeah,
had that
it's
for as long as I've known you.
Yeah, so about 4 years ago. I got to bring that back. What I would do is when I had a good show, I would go outside, and instead of people asking me for my autograph, I would get theirs, and I would have the fans sign my shirt. You know, so this was the first shirt. I got about 3 shirts filled with names.
Oh, really? Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, this was one time I ran out, and I was wearing just my tank, and I started the tank top, but I never. It's crazy having both on today, but.
Where'd you go, bro? I can't hear you. You hit your mic again, dude.
This mic, I got to get something. I think I need a new mic.
That could be the wire.
Yeah.
And it was good.
And it was good. What's up, baby? Traveling Runner says the good old leather diet. Oh, yeah, no doubt. I got spanked, man. I'm telling you. King Handles couldn't hit the millennials. We were exercising our gun rights from an early age. Yeah, not for nothing. The millennials were much more quicker to kill their parents, I think.
Huh.
I think that.
Well, dude, they used to die, or your parents used to die earlier. You know, so we have to kill our parents now because before, you know.
Oh, because they live longer now.
Right.
Yeah, man.
So we really have to blame modern medicine for the advent of childs killing their parents.
Yeah, my fucking thing has changed, right? Like my lighting has changed. Yeah. What's going on there?
Look, you got a little sun ray coming from the heavens,
yeah, man.
Which is surprising. It is never sunny in Atlantic City.
Nah, man, I don't know where the fuck that came from. Where the fuck is the sun coming from?
God, it's a ray of light from the heavens, my friend. It's shining nice. It's like you got like a nice little ray. It's coming from the top corner down to the top right, bottom left. It looks.
There you go. There you go. A little better. Yeah, the sun started coming in, man. Back to the comments real quick. Traveling Runner says Sec. Yeah, my boy Sec Fink, great dude, man. I worked with him for a while. Great dude. I want to actually get him on the show because when I worked with him, me and him used to always talk conspiracies back in the day. This dude knew a lot of shit. He turned me on to a lot of shit. And I asked him to come on, but he wants to come down in person. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, don't be a dick. He wants to come down and see me and then hang out and do it. But I'm like, when is that going to happen, man?
Dude, tell him December. Set up for December when I'm back.
Yeah, we'll see what's up. I'll see if I can get him down. Great dude, though, man. And a great artist, by the way, man. Check out Rat Fink on Instagram. Bro says, I'm a product of the 60s, and I'm glad that I came up when I did. Yeah, the 60s, the 70s, man. The truth is, like I said, I think from the 90s down, you could always pick a generation that was pretty hardcore. But then after that, it just, millennials, and then, Generation Z. Whoa. I never seen such a soft group of people, And I never seen people like it's almost like when we became legal. You know what I'm saying? Like one of the things that used to get me mad is I would go to the dispensary out here with Petey, and the people that were selling were like people that would never ever be in the game. Like these people should not be selling weed. If it wasn't for the armed guards that the government is paying for, you would not be selling weed. So that kind of bothers me because it was like they're not built like that. And that's the problem that I have with today's society is they're just not built like that, but yet they have all this power.
Yeah, dude, the problem,
you know, and we're not that old, people. We're not that old. Generation X, as always, just don't want to be bothered. But make no mistakes about it. When you push us in a corner, you don't want to push us in. You just don't want to push us in a corner.
I mean, dude, it's the age-old saying, you know, soft times, you know, soft people. You know, like I have, you know, my one buddy that lives up in the mountains out here that I you know, when Boots wasn't feeling well, I went up there. He hunts for most of his food. You know, like over the winter, he'll, you know, kill a deer, kill an elk, kill a bunch of geese, you know, whatever, and then just freeze it. But like he hikes into the woods, shoots it, hikes it out. So like you're earning your food, which I don't want to do that, you know?
No, I don't want to do that.
If you use that as an example and you multiply that down the chain of advancement of human civilization, it gets easier and easier and easier and easier, and we get softer and softer and softer and softer. That's what happens in every great society.
Just man. Well, let's go, Michelle. Michelle, your shirt would be filled with just me and Tiffany's name if you do that today. Well, hopefully I'd have a couple of more names on there, but yes, your name would be covering it. Bro says not many snowflakes in the 60s. Not at all, man. You know, I would even go as far as to say even some of those hippies were more up to the task than these guys today. I don't know.
Dude, there is nothing, honestly, nothing more that I respect than the old school 60s hippies. The dudes who were actually hippies that like marched in the race riots, like those like are real liberals, dude. That's what I want. I want old school liberals, dude.
It's like what I said before. All the real great battles have been fought. So now they have to create shit like, you know, can men be women? Can women be men? This and that. Like, come on, man. Now they're going against just truth in general. And give me a break. You're going to lose that battle at the end. You know, at the end, truth will always win. Themore 76 says, dial it up. Yeah. Traveling Runner says it all went downhill after Y2K. Was it Y2K? I think it was really 9/11, to be honest. I think it was 9/11 that really, really made shit go downhill, where people started thinking and looking at things a little bit, sadly enough, with a little more fear. Splash agreed with us on something we were saying. Then he said they don't know about riding a BMX bike from Queens to Manhattan for a bag. They definitely don't know that shit. Or from Queens to Brooklyn, going over that, what was it, the Pulaski? Go over that Pulaski Skyway. Go right over that Pulaski Bridge, man. Traveling Runner says, no one puts baby in the corner. Not at all, baby. Which I seen that movie not too long ago. Very creepy. It's very pedo. Very pedo. What movie is that? Dirty Dancing, dog. Remember when Dirty Dancing? Check this out, man. First of all, that movie is very pedo.
Yeah, we talked about this on another episode too.
Well, let me tell you this: Dirty Dancing changed the clubs, dude.
Yeah,
that shit changed the clubs.
Yeah.
You were walking. It changed. Fuck the clubs. It changed high school dances. Because I was in high school when that came out. And we used to do it. My boy Sal was a DJ, so he used to always DJ at all these high schools and like fucking St. John's and all that. And we would go there, and everyone would just be on the dance floor grinding. Everyone just grinding, you know. And it was a different time because everyone was down to dance. So you would like grind like 50 bitches in a night. You know what I'm saying? And not even say nothing. Go up to them while they're dancing, start grinding, you know, and then like just dance away. Not even say hello. Everyone was dancing. Nowadays, you're in a club, you see someone who could dance. You're like, you want to dance? And they look at you like, you know, you're trying to fuck and get out of here, whatever.
Yeah, man, there is a little of that old, they call it your dad's America. And that's what we miss. As a youngin', dude, I've always looked to like 1970s, 1980s New York and be like, damn, dog.
I mean, there
was
were a couple
around
of
for
things
that,
that we
bro.
accomplished. There were a couple of things we accomplished in the last few years that I always wanted to see done. You know, when
Right.
I was younger, I was like, this would be cool. Like
you really wanted 5-year-olds
like-
to be able to get on puberty blockers.
like legalize weed. I didn't really want it legal, but I did want it right before it became legal. That's how I wanted it.
Right.
Where it wasn't legal, but nobody was fucking with it.
Yeah.
That's where I wanted it to stay. You know what I'm saying? And then they went and made it legal, and that kind of fucked it up completely. But I liked right before it became legal. That was cool. And there was something else that's been done that I kind of think is cool. I just can't remember it now. But for the most part, it's like all the great battles have been fought. All the battles have been fought, man. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's best sometimes to keep history where it belongs in the past. And that's the problem, is that we should know our history, but you shouldn't make the people of today pay for their ancestors' fucked up history. You know what I'm saying? And you shouldn't try to cover it up or get rid of it, because it's the history, man. You know, I don't know why people hold so much things on like people of today for things that were done back in the day. We had nothing to do with it.
Well, how do you,
and in some cases, especially when it comes to America, you know, gotta remember, we're also talking fucked up times. There were a lot of fucking savages out there. It wasn't just America that was savages. But you know what? I'm grateful for the savages that America had, because I'm grateful for the fucking way I live today. So the reality is, I'm grateful for the fact that we went out and fucking took this whole place over. And now we get to fucking go online and talk shit for fucking 2 to 3 hours a fucking day.
What are
if
your
not
thoughts?
For our ancestors?
What are your thoughts? I agree with you in almost all cases. How do you feel about financial restitution from the federal government
to who?
Unpaid labor to the descendants of slaves?
Why? Half of them ain't even working right now. Listen, half of them ain't even working right now. If they collected from the government, there you go. There's your unpaid fucking labor. You're getting paid. You're not even fucking working. You know, get the fuck out of here with that shit, man. What did you have to do with that? You had nothing to do with that. I had nothing to do with that. I'm sure that my ancestors, when they first came out here, Puerto Ricans, listen, I saw a fucking West Side Story. When the Puerto Ricans came in, it wasn't like we were wanted. It's not like I've never faced racism or whatever and shit like that. But
no. But that is different than the state. No. That's different than the state, dude. That's very, very different from the state. Very different. Because that's an institution that still exists. It's the same institution.
Is it?
It is. Yeah, it's the same federal government, dude.
Yeah, it is. But is it still the same? I'm pretty sure some people have worked on that shit since then. You know,
no, yeah, dude, Robert Byrd, dude, Pelosi's been around since the Civil War. Are you kidding me?
If those people were still alive, I would be 100% for it. If they were still alive, or their kid was still alive, I'd be 100% for it. Now, once you're talking your great grandfather, kiss my great Puerto Rican ass. And I say it's great because I've been told that. Splash says Pulaski down to McGinnis. Yep, baby, that's the way we do it. King Handles, if you want 1980s New York City, just go to a hood in Chicago
or Detroit.
East New York still stuck in the 80s, Splash says. Michelle says, thankful for GPS, no more street maps. But here's the thing now. I've been to a million places and I couldn't tell you how to get to them.
Yeah, dude. That's because you don't rely on that anymore.
Rely on you look at the GPS and you just kind of go and you're not paying attention to where you are. It's the same thing with the phones not being. I think it's sad that we don't know each other's numbers.
I do too, man. But and this was actually what I had on the thumbnail for today, because yesterday I spent a lot of time doing stuff on AI, like AI video editing, AI, image generating, like all this stuff.
AI dick, son. You one of the reasons this world is going to crumble under AI.
Well, listen, dude. I am not.
Well, I mean, it's getting our shit out. It's getting our stuff out quicker, so I can't.
It is, dude. It is, and it's. Of course, I'm worried, just like everyone else is, of what happens if it goes too far. Is there a too far? I mean, we've seen iRobot. We've seen all these different.
I'm more afraid of that deep fake shit.
Yeah, I know, dude. Yeah,
they got deep fake porn now. Ain't that some shit? You get these chicks that they don't go the route of porn, which is an easy way to go, especially if you like fucking. It's an easy route to go, right? You get these chicks that say, nah, I'm not doing that. I'm going to go out, work hard. I'm going to do all this shit. And then they take their face and put it on a porn. And now you're watching that chick get busy. Now, it's not actually her, but do we fucking care? In your head, just saying that's her. You know, and then you got ex-boyfriends taking pictures of their ladies, putting them on porn. The one good thing that has done is it allows the actual perpetrator to go, that's not me.
Oh,
you know
you mean the person who is the actress?
Dude, you got too many windows open, man. Close some of your windows.
Yeah, I got
You're getting blurry
right
on
now.
us. Yeah, I could tell you start to get blurry and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Look at you clear up as you close all those fucking windows. You're probably the same kind of dude that leaves the door open when you walk out of a room.
No.
You know, when they're like, what do you live in a barn? That's you. You live in a fucking barn. You leave all your windows open.
Dude, don't.
Splash says, Gen X talk. We don't care about feelings. Yeah, man. Fuck your feelings. That was always fuck your feelings. I think that was on a shirt. Bro 12002 says, we need to double down on the core values the countries were founded on. Yes, they were great principles when applied. Listen, man, you got to have the idea.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you got to have the idea that we all strive for in a sense. And even if you don't like it all, you still have to understand that that's where we live. You understand what I'm saying? This is where we live. Splash says, I still remember my grandmother's number that had letters in it, but can't remember anything from today. Exactly. I don't know Brian's number. I don't know my mother's number. I still remember my old number, 784-8511.
I know your number. I know your number. 347
233
0884.
0884. That's 347 233 0884. Bro, we're fucked up, yo. Bro says
there it is at the bottom. If anybody wants to send dick pics, anything like that, dick pics, calls,
delete
whatever you
delete
want.
Delete that. I still got to get a paycheck. Motherfucker trying to get me fired. Delete that shit, man. Fucking guys trying to get me fired. You over there safe in San Francisco. Safe in San Francisco.
Yeah, right.
Said no one ever. Scroll back up, man. All right, here we go. Bro says that is going to be another scam, the scam of the century. If it passes, if you think COVID was bad, reparations is going to be worse. Dude, like I said, I just don't agree. There's nobody alive today that deserves it.
You're muted again. It's your wire, bro. It's 100% the wire.
Touching the table or anything.
I know, but I'm just saying it's a wire.
I didn't even touch the wire to put it back on.
I know.
But
I'm just
probably the wire. I'm gonna get a new wire. How about that? How about I just get a new wire? I'll figure it out. All right.
Because now you're on the other mic.
Am I right now?
Mm-hmm.
What were you waiting for to tell me that?
I was waiting for you to get done ranting.
That's dick. Always fucking with me, man. There's no reason this shit should not be on. You know what I gotta do? I just gotta get the other mic.
What mic is that? Yeah.
Now I have to use the other. There's another. It has like a. There you go.
Now I can't hear you at all.
I got to get an XLR because that's another input. Right now, I'm using the input from the old like phones into a whatchamacallit. I got to get the XLR. I'll figure it out. They're not going to stop us, yo. You know, they're not going to stop us. Big Head, what's up, baby? How you doing? Long time no see. Welcome back.
Big Heads is my boy that has been helping doing some of the clips. So he's a big fan of the show and has been has been running through some of our stuff with us.
Well, now I didn't know, but I'm a big fan of yours. Thank you for working with us, man. See, Brian doesn't tell me anything, and I'm not really mad at him because I do keep myself on a need to know kind of basis. Ignorance is still bliss for me. Michelle says feelings wasn't invented yet. Yeah, I mean, they were there, but nobody gave a fuck. You were allowed to have them, you know, when you're listening to like Faithfully or like fucking, you know, one of those crazy fucking ballads. You were allowed to have feelings. You weren't allowed to show it. I knew like shit was really getting soft when I went to my old neighborhood one day and I heard a dude blasting out of his truck, "Baby, I will love you till you're 70." And he was blasting it. I'm like, the hood just ain't the same. And here's the thing. I'm not saying I don't love that song. I do. But even till this day, the windows are up when I play it. I'm not letting motherfuckers hear me jamming that shit and singing along with it, man. I got a reputation to uphold. Fucking people. They all want to be accepted and they did nothing great, nothing good at all. Why should we think you're cool? You've done nothing. Go risk your life and make some mistakes. Make us fucking, you know, go fuck yourself. How about that? King Handle says you can't load Brazers on and live stream.
He's saying because of the connection,
Yeah,
the connection issue.
I know. That's what he's doing, yo. He's a gape watcher, I think. I think Brian watches a lot of gaping videos. Splash 1976 says, "Fuck your feelings" is what we heard from our parents. Yep. We also heard, "I'll give you a reason to cry."
Yes.
We also heard, "If I want to hear from you, I'll ask you a question." Yep. We also heard, "Get the fuck out of the house and don't come back till dinner." We also heard, "Go to your fucking room and don't come out." We also heard, "Wait till your father comes home," which was a big thing.
Yeah. I got all these, dude. I had all those. I had all those in my house. Wait till
your father comes home anymore because 90% of the fathers don't come home, at least in lower income neighborhoods. And that's whether you're black, white, Spanish in a lower income neighborhood. I'm not even picking the colors. I'm picking the income. If you have lower income, one of your big problems is the family's fucked up. And listen, I did the same thing, but I still stay very connected with my kids. But man, that family, you got to keep that family together as good as you can. And that's coming from a dude who failed at it. Brian, take down his number, Brian. It's still up there. Take it down.
I think I got to go to YouTube to do it.
Bro says they are saying that they are doing for the blacks, but they are going to get the short end of the stick like they always have gotten. Yes, man. Before they put in welfare and all these things, the black and Spanish communities were doing much better. People don't want to admit it, but it's fucking true because they've hooked up a thing of the incentive is to not work. Even now, unemployment, I heard, is crazy. You get paid pretty good on the unemployment now. I know people who won't get jobs because they're paying them too much money. They won't take the job because the job puts them over the threshold of what they need to make to collect from the government.
Are they on Social Security?
No, it's usually stuff like food stamps.
Oh, well, yeah, then you're just working the system. Yeah, exactly. That's working the system.
Close some of those fucking windows. You keep fucking freezing, man. Michelle says, my what's that? My grandma's were RA1 1988. Mine was 274-3382. Oh, the numbers. Yeah, you could remember RA1. I do remember RA1. I remember the RA1 numbers. Wow.
That's probably I wonder what the RA stood for. Ravenswood, maybe?
I'm not sure. Ravenswood Association. Splash says, "Stop letting the cat twerk on the mic." That's not the one. Mama don't twerk, man. All right.
She slam dances.
She spares.
She spears, yeah.
All good, homie. Big heads, man. Splash. Nice to know we got people laughing out there, man.
Pew, 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 pew.
Oh, damn. We got a couple of fucking comments here. Bro says, "We have standards today, Gary. Windows up on certain tunes." Yes. That's all I'm saying, dude. I listen to everything. Everything. But motherfucker, this is the hood. All right? Roll those windows up. Put that shit down a little bit to like 10, you know, or play that shit in your house. In your house, you could jam it as loud as you want, but still close the windows. King Handler says, I remember I interrupted my mother when she was talking to her friend in the mall. She slapped me so hard, my mouth went numb. Nobody helped me, nor should anybody help
Now,
you.
King Handles, let me ask you this. Were you at Boscov's with our other friends? Was your mother talking to our other friend's mom at the mall? Because I'm thinking that's probably what happened. Is you were at the mall, our friend's mom worked at that one store, they were catching up, you said some shit, she slapped you. Just curious if that's what happened.
You're still blurry, so you could talk about my mic, but at least I'm clear and beautiful. Michelle says, I'm sitting here shaking my head to all Gary is saying what our parents said to us. Kids are supposed to be seen and not heard, was another parental saying. Yes, kids should be seen and not heard. You know, kids should be seen and not heard. One of the biggest problems now is we got kids that are acting like adults and adults that are acting like children.
Dude,
everything has switched. You hear shit coming from the government. They're talking about you need to listen to your child. Go fuck yourself. My child needs to listen to me. They're both grown now. They can do whatever they want. But when my kids needed to listen to me, I don't give a fuck. I'll listen to what you're saying, but I might not hear you. That's all I'm saying. What the fuck parents need to listen to their children? There's one lady out there saying that before you change your kid, you should ask for their consent. One of these new doctors out there, she wrote a whole thing on it. You could probably find it up. You could probably find it saying that you should ask for consent to change your child. What? It's a fucking baby. Okay? It's a baby. I don't want to change its diaper any more than it wants me to change its shitty ass. You know what I'm saying? Bitches talking about it'll let you know. Yeah, it'll let you know that it needs to be changed when you smell shit or piss on it. That's how it's letting you know. You don't need to ask the kid for it to give you a coo that sounds like it's giving you consent. Gotta ask consent. I'm the fucking parent. Are you fucking
okay?
insane?
So I'm gonna go to this article. So there's a controversial case that sparked a national debate on sexual consent. This is from Australia too, right? So there was a rape case with this guy Saxon Mullins.
What does this have to do with what we were just saying? Okay, go ahead.
It does. So just
okay.
You know, see, this is really the problem I have with your generation is I'm trying to just set up a story and you're just too impatient to wait to get to it, dude.
Is that you tell very estrogen-y stories.
All I said was this is a rape case that
stop saying that word. You're not even allowed to say that word on fucking YouTube. Because apparently that doesn't happen anymore. Now people get graped.
Okay, so Saxon Mullins was a man who walked free after being accused of raping her in an alleyway behind the Sydney nightclub, exposed a systemic problem with New South Wales sexual consent laws. So this woman that you're talking about put out a book, right? And in this book, she said that you don't actually ask your baby, but you wait for verbal commitment, right? To start to get them in the habit of verbal and physical cues.
Verbal commitment from a baby. I heard that's what you do with the gerbils too. I heard the gerbils are all very consenting. They give some sort of verbal communication to let you know they're ready to go up your fucking bunghole. Michelle says yes, it's still for Ravenswood. Kim. What's up, Kim? That's your aunt?
Yeah. You met her at the wedding.
Yes, you met her at the wedding. I wasn't gonna blow her up by saying that she was related to you. I wasn't gonna throw her under the bus. King handles most likely. Kim agrees. Roll those windows up, man. Splash says, "Get to it, youngin." Listen, man. My attitude is you want to know something crazy too? Mark had showed me. Mark had saw a meme. My boy Ciro, who's probably in the back listening quietly, I don't know, but he showed me a meme of like Archie Bunker from Family Guy, right? You know
Archie
what I'm talking
Bunker
about?
From Family Guy?
I mean, not Family Guy, All in the Family.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm talking about? That racist show back in the day.
Yeah,
I love that show. All right, so you got Archie Bunker, right? And then you got George Jefferson when he was doing the Jeffersons, and then there was some other dude, and all those dudes were like my age when they were doing that.
When they were doing the show.
Yeah. They look fucking old as shit. Now I know why I used to think people were old when they were in the 40s. Oh, and Red Fox. I knew Cyril was in the background. I felt your energy, my brother. I felt your energy. And Red Fox. They were all like our age, mine and Mark's age. The motherfuckers look old as shit. Now I know why I used to think people in their 40s were old.
Right.
Because they looked fucking old.
Right.
We don't look like that no more.
Well, dude, the life expectancy was a lot longer, you know? Or I'm sorry, it was a lot shorter back then. But, you know, honestly, dude, and I've had this opinion before, I think a lot of the times when people get like cancer and stuff, like post 70, post 65, like 80, we're not really meant to live that long. The reason that we have that life expectancy is because life is so comfortable now. People used to die 65, 50, 45, just from life, because it was a difficult thing. But as it's gotten easier,
you go to
all of this
times, they used to live to like 700.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Do
you think was Pfizer?
Could you imagine
Could
you imagine living 700 fucking years?
How many episodes do you think we can do? 700 years, dude.
Welcome to episode 3 million.
This is 173, dude. We're about to hit. We're gonna hit 200 pretty soon, which is nuts.
Shit. That's nuts, man. I'm gonna have to throw a party. I don't want to do no build up to it, because every time I do build ups, that's where it ends. So they said they worked from the young back then, age faster from that. Yeah, you think that's what it was?
Oh, 100%, dude.
King Handle says, fuck it, let's go back to clubs and arrows. Gotta shorten that lifespan. Well, I forgot who it was. I think it was who was it? Albert Einstein, who said he doesn't know what the Fourth World War will be, what the Third World War will be fought with, but the Fourth World War will be fought with sticks and stones.
You, my friend, are not a stone.
You, my friend, are not a stone. That's exactly how I said it. For 2 days a week, very impressive. And actually, we just started the 2 days a week. We used to just go whenever the fuck we could hook up. We finish the show and be like, "Yo, when can you do it again?" And you'd be like, "I don't know. I'll hit you up in 2 days and let you know." And then we would just wind up hooking up. I'll be there for episode 911. Yo. Yeah, 9/11, we'll have to go deep on 9/11, which not for nothing. I just saw a video the other day, speaking of 9/11, where they were showing a whole bunch of clips from the news, because, they were reporting it as it happened. But now there's a lot of things that they reported that got taken down and was never shown again. And they were showing a whole bunch of people who said there was no plane, that they never saw a plane hit the building at all. They're sitting there going, there was no plane. I was looking up and it just exploded. And there's a lot of them. Like, they got a lot of them. A lot of fucking people being interviewed saying that second building, they said there was no plane. They didn't see no plane. You find Harley Guy? Who's Harley Guy? I obviously I haven't found him. Timor says 9/11, the Great American Psy Opera. Ace Baker. Operation. King Ham says it's too early, this 9/11 conspiracies. It is too early.
Well, we can't start November.
We're only on 190 something, 180 something, or whatever you just said. What are we on? 178?
73.
73. How terrible. You said that 5 minutes ago and I didn't even remember it. Yeah, my testimony ain't worth shit.
Your brain is mush. This is why eyewitness proof is the weakest proof.
Yeah. Well, you remember we were talking about that last week, right? Timor says, got your no planes in there. Been a no planer for 20 rough years. Yeah.
Fake.
I always said that too. I always said a plane doesn't leave a cartoon kind of hole. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you look at the shape of the hole when it went in,
it's a very like plane shaped hole.
It was very like fucking Wile E. Coyote. But we were talking the other day about the last podcast, we were talking about eye testimony, right?
Yep.
Have you ever did that shit where you're walking down the street, right? You're just walking down the street, there's not a lot of people walking around, and you see someone across the street and you look at them and then you ask yourself, I'm so stupid, I do this shit. You ask yourself, now what if that person, as you walk by them, right, just finished murdering somebody, right? And then they come up to you and they say, did you see anybody? And you say, yeah, I saw somebody. So I'll let them walk past me, and then I'll sit there and I'll say in my head, yeah, I saw them. And they'll be like, what was he wearing? And I'll try to remember what he was wearing.
I see what you're saying. It's a little game you play with yourself in the street. It's almost like
Yeah.
when you get to the door, you put the key in to try to get in before the robber.
To try to get away before, yes. And I never remember what they're wearing. I'm never able to explain what they were wearing.
Which is funny because you're actually telling yourself,
trying.
Yeah, you're like, I'm literally going to look at them and then try to remember, and then you don't.
Crazy, man. Crazy. Harley Guy did a Fox News interview that day, tells you the official story.
I got it here if you want to watch it.
We're in it,
watch
right?
it? Yeah,
We're
yeah,
in it. We're in it. Oh, they're not gonna let us. Oh.
For Fox.
I'll let it load a little bit. The internet is running a little slow right now.
We'll go to the comments. Splash 1976 says, I work cleaning up the HVAC system in buildings next to the pit. A plane definitely hit one building because we saw the landing gear stuck in the building we were in. They were saying the second building. I don't know about the first, but I know that the interviews were saying the second building. He is wearing a Harley shirt.
That's the Harley guy. That's the guy I got over here.
All right. Splash says, no way a plane wheel should have been where it was in the building. I'll agree with that too.
I mean, I don't know where it was, but
I'll agree with that. Yeah, but I'm just saying, I would agree with that. If it was in the building, it shouldn't have made it in the building, which was the point I was trying to make with the whole thing with the other one, that there should have been evidence of the plane outside of the building. The plane is not going to go directly through. It's going to get damaged. Half of that shit's going to stay outside, at least, you know. At least that's what I think. I'm not a professor or anything. So but before somebody else starts saying how stupid I am, you know, whatever. Bro, 12002 says, you guys are cute when you get catty. You remind me of a gay couple I know.
And speaking of which, I want to give a shout out to Buttery Moves, who left us 100 comments about how gay me and Gary are. The phone's for gay man who gay men host Rated Gay podcast. Dear Brian, I received a complaint about how gay you and your co-hosts are. Your gayness.
Wait. Before we go on, do we know this person or no?
I'm assuming it's one of my friends or something, or it's somebody who hates me, because they spent a lot of time, dude. They wrote a lot of comments. There's like 30 comments, dude.
Wait, let's see.
You want it? Yeah, we'll go through them all.
Yeah.
Can you see them? They make.
You gotta zoom in. You gotta zoom in a little more. There you go.
They make phones for gay men who host Rated Gay podcasts. I'll never understand that. Dear Brian, I received a complaint about how gay you and your co-host are. Your gayness on the Rated Gay podcast should not interfere with your straight neighbors just trying to live a gay-free life.
Your straight neighbors.
She's going to send you out of the little gay basement and host your gay little podcast in.
I feel like they know you.
Yeah, they do. And they're also commenting on every single video. They're relating it to how we're gay. You got better from Family Guy. Dumb old men. Me and my co-hosts were smart, young, and gay too. That's why we made the Rated Gay podcast. Don't get mad at me. I made the Rated Gay podcast. We need to protect the gays. That's why we made the Rated Gay podcast. The one thing I lack in my life is being straight. So I cashed in on how gay I am by creating the Rated Gay podcast. All the episodes of the Rated Gay podcast are funded by the Gayverment. Gayest. Oh, dude, this is the gayest moment on the Rated Gay podcast. I got to see what he thinks the gayest moment is.
Oh my God. Oh my God. That is great stuff, man.
Oh man. Here is the gayest moment on the show.
I'm gonna check out because I know now I gotta go get that colonoscopy. Camera up the old wazoo. Do what you gotta do. I'm gonna do what you gotta do. I just didn't do it. just terrible with that. Ah, shit! I love this dude. I fucking what's his name?
Buttery Moves 163.
Which is probably one of the gayest fucking tags, but you know
Yeah.
what, Buttery. Big up to Buttery. I'll give you a large rated G shout out. All right.
Pew, 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 pew.
That literally made my day, yo. Oh, that was such a good fucking. And he has a bunch. He has more. That shit keeps going.
I think we read the last one. Oh no, hold on. No,
Oh,
yeah, there's
man.
there's more, dude. There's more.
Oh man. Are you guys enjoying this as much as I am? Is it just me? Oh shit, we gotta make those shirts. We gotta do our LGB shirts.
Rated gay. I don't think the gays exist. Rated gay podcast. He went to do Ollie Gay style on the Rated Gay podcast.
Ollie Gay style?
Like the Ollie Gay, like the Ollie G. There's a gay man ripping another gay man's pants on the Rated Gay podcast. Normal gay thinking. There are no gays. There are just two homies not gay on the Rated Gay Coincidence podcast.
Yo!
Oh,
this dude must be like me. He must have no job and sleep all day.
And they're all within the same couple minutes.
Yeah.
When you're standing next to gays, you're standing in the Rated Gay podcast room.
When it comes to being gay,
God said it's in the Rated Gay podcast.
Oh man, I love this guy. That's fucking great.
They're conjuring up the gays. They're on the Rated Gay podcast.
Oh, I think that's when we're talking about conjuring up spirits. Great.
Yes, yeah, Rated Gay podcast. There's several that just say Rated Gay podcast. Rated G for gay. No, I think this is when he was starting. I think he was going into it, and then he got going.
Oh, he got better as he went on. Okay,
Yeah.
good. That makes me like him even more. The fact that he even got better and not worse. That's great, man. All right, let's go back to some of the comments real quick. That was fucking great. Oh my God. Oh man, bro, you're the best. That fucking comment led us someplace. Go. All right, let's next comment, man. Gato, what's up, baby? I don't remember much as he rolls another one. Yes. Themor says aluminum versus steel, density of materials, tank versus beer can. Exactly. King Handel says if there was a 9/11 conspiracy, Trump would have tweeted it out already. Probably. Themor says this guy's going to love the gerbil costume. Traveling Runner says, oh, that's what the G in Rated G stands for. It's open to suggestions. Splash 1976. Yes, enjoying it. So am I. Gato says the commenter must have deep and strong inside knowledge of the gay mindset and community and experience. Yes. It's either someone you know or someone that really hates us, which is either way, it's great.
Either way, it's still somebody we know.
Either way, it's great.
I think I know. I think it's just one of my boys.
Oh man, I really hope it's someone who like hates us. I'm hoping it's like our only gay follower.
We're gonna start getting hate mail. We've
I've
already gotten some.
You don't remember when we played that thing where that dude got mad at me for saying 9/11 was a conspiracy, and he was like, someone needs to punch him in his fucking face. He left a message at AC Jokes. He called up my bosses.
Yes, dude, that's right.
Homeboy called up my bosses, and you can hear the cars going by, so you know he pulled over, found the number to AC Jokes, and just left a message on how I should get fucked up and I should get punched in the face and they shouldn't hire me no more. I invited him on the show.
Mm-hmm.
He never came, he never responded. But where are we at? Big shout outs to Butter Moves. Exactly, man. Splash 1970s.
Splash.
Now, hold on. Gato had a question. Now we are all gay for the day. I guess I got more women followers than I thought. Splash says that's a fan from Christopher Street. I'm pretty sure you meant Christopher. Sounds like a Scorned lover at Gary. Did you toot it and boot it? I feel like they were going harder at Brian than they were at me.
Oh yeah. It was it's definitely one of my boys. 100%. And boys.
That's what it is. It's one of your
boys.
Dude, someone's trying to out you, man. Rated G for gerbil. Trust. Like I said, it's suggestive, you know. Bro 1200. Come on, man. Building 7. Somebody explain Building 7 and make it make sense. I think the dude did on the news that day when he said they imploded it. They pulled the plug, he said, on the news thing, which is what they do when they bring down a building. That's what they did to that Trump building over here in AC. They pulled the plug. Got a radar ping on that soundboard, Gator. Silverstein. Gato says it's the guy who shit on your doorstep.
Oh, is that who it is? That's funny.
And judging by all the comments, it probably fell right out.
Dude, the thing about it is that, so I studied it, right? Because I was like,
man.
Is this human or is this?
Did you really study it, dude?
Yeah, dude. I studied it because I wanted to know if it was a dog or a human. And you know what, dude?
Buttery might be onto something.
Hand balled like a snowball,
like a meatball,
dude. Like a snowball. Yeah. There was even breadcrumbs on it, which I thought was a little overboard. Yeah, you like that one, huh? Yeah, that got him. That might have been one of my the foulest jokes I've ever had. Yes, he's done, dude. He can't even listen to me because he was so disgusted and appalled and disgusted and appalled, disgusted and appalled. Meatball breadcrumbs.
Yeah, don't, man. What's up, Sean? Yeah, Mark, I know you're probably still listening. Do not send me a picture of your dump. He's saying the other day how he's doing better with his dumps. He's going to send me a picture of it. I'm like, don't do it, man. He studied it, Gato. So in your studies, what did you find?
I found...
Other than the breadcrumbs.
I found that it was actually a combination of beef...
I gotta blow my nose now, man, because I can't swallow.
And lamb, the best kind of meatballs, the tri-blend.
No, man, don't do it. Don't do it, man. I was gonna say I'm not gonna talk to you if you do, but then that'll make you do it. Bro says right after that we got the Patriot Act, another thing we were scared into, and we're no safer today. As a matter of fact, I think we're worse off today with the border issues. Well, I don't know who said it, but somebody once said, you know, if we give up our rights for the protection of the government, we will either get the protection or will we have our rights. I'm paraphrasing.
Yeah.
Gato says stool sample. Did you take it to the lab? Dog? Did you put it in a baggie?
Gato says, I'm tasting it and smelling it right now.
Gross. Fucking gross. And listen, we're having like 2 conversations right now. This is great. I know. Nah. BBC reporting Building 7 falling 20 minutes before it did. 8 live stations said it collapsed before it did. Dude, these are things that people never want to look at. They're not going to, they're just going to be like, all right. They don't care. They just want to believe the narrative, man. Gato says, ha, get him, Mark. Do not get me, Mark. And Gato, don't get no ideas of your own. As a matter of fact, you haven't sent me anything in a while. So if I get any kind of picture from you, it won't be open.
347.
Any picture, send it to 347-233-0884. Gato Gordo says he needs a fan and a towel now. Go fuck yourself. All right. He's referring to when I get tattooed. Because when I get tattooed, I have to have a fan blowing directly in my face, and I need a bunch of paper towels to drip for all the sweat that's gonna pour out of me, and I need my lollipops to get the sugar.
Is it a stress, like a stress sweat? Is that what it is?
I think it's the sugar level drop from my body kicking into whatever it kicks into when you start to get tattooed. Yeah, I guess. Okay, now I know why they think we're gay. King Handle says 9 and 11 are both odd numbers. King Handles is about to get on some numerology shit. Subtract 1 from each, and you get an even number. Even numbers are divisible by 2. The government doesn't want you to know this. That's the deepest shit I've heard all day. Sean said, what the fuck? That's it, yo. Gato Gordo says, kept a little piece just to keep investigating. Listen, man, I think someone was onto it. Keep the nausea away. I think somebody was onto it when they said that it's a Scorned lover. I think it's one of his Scorned San Franciscoan lovers that he hooked up one night while his trusting wife was away making the money. And he was out there, you know, putting his foot underneath what do they call those? When you go to the bathroom, the stalls. Is that what they do? They put their foot under the stall and then you tap the foot, and that's how it goes. I forgot what movie I saw that in. Maybe the G stands for gay. That dude might be onto something, man. Maybe he just outed us to ourselves. Gato says, just as important as the other facts y'all are stating. Good shit, Handles. Yeah, man. I mean, listen, man. It definitely didn't. Listen, I can't tell you exactly what happened. All I can say is it didn't happen the way they want us to believe it happened. And people just don't want to believe that. You know how these content creators are. It was the gerbil, 100%. I don't actually think of us as content creators. Would you call this content?
Yeah, I mean, that's what they call it now. I mean, the content creator term is new. But like what I do for my business outside of this, it's content creation. I call it video. I say I'm a video producer though, because I don't want to sound
sounds better.
Yeah, you don't sound as much of a douche.
Now, if you could only do anything about your looks. Kato says Lazy Eye Brown made some enemies with his catalytic converter shenanigans. Lazy Eye Brown. Oh, Lazy Eye. He said you're better. Lazy Eye Brian. Don't say it in the comments, man. Share it. Bro 12002 says, dude, you're really a strange bird with bright feathers, Gary. Really? Towels and a fan? Dude, listen, it's not like something that I originally went in there and said you have to do this. After getting tattooed a number of times by my boy Gato, we started making adjustments so that I wouldn't look like he was murdering me.
I'm sure he probably made the adjustments for
as
you
we went along. Yeah,
right. And none of them were from you.
No, and I didn't pick up on the candy thing until someone told me, dude, the reason why you probably get nauseous is because when your body kicks into that defense mode,
right,
you probably got a sugar drop.
Right.
Try eating. So, and I started eating the lollipops. And listen, Gato, can't we say I got a little better? I got a little better. I sit a little better, you know, even though I haven't gone in a long time and I don't plan to go back because they hurt more as you get older. Themore says, you two are influencers moving up the ladder. I wouldn't even say that. An influencer? Who can I influence, man? I hope nobody's actually listening to me. Thank you, Gato. I did get a lot better. Thank you. I appreciate you for recognizing. I mean, I still get some sweat, but I don't get nauseous anymore. I used to get nauseous. I used to have to stop and go throw up and then come back. Listen, if by gay he means happy, another word that they stole, all right? Gay used to just mean happy, all right? The gay people nowadays don't look so gay. You know, none of them look happy. They used to be a much happier people. I don't remember them yelling so much. You know, what?
No, dude, I was just looking for that sound effect. Downloaded it during the show, and I was just waiting to fucking put it in.
What? Oh, the
sound,
gay?
Yeah, this one. Yeah, this one. Yeah.
Gay.
Sean says in the Flintstones theme song, they say we'll have a gay old time. I always knew Barney and him were fucking banging. Everybody thinks Barney was the bottom, but I heard that's not the fact. I heard Fred was actually the bottom.
Really?
That's what I heard. And I heard that whatchamacallit, the wives used to get it on too.
Oh, they're into tribbing, right? Did they invent tribbing?
What's tribbing?
It's when you it's like scissoring, I believe. You want the exact definition
of what? What's it called?
Tribbing.
See, if I was in the 5th grade right now, I would know what that meant. They never taught me that. The original rated G moments. Now, Queen.
Whoa, this is a graphic image, dude.
Whoa, you can't show that.
Whoa.
Come on, this is a children's fucking show.
Well, it is rated G for gay. Whoa.
What the hell is that? Tribadism.
In which a woman rubs her vulva against her partner's body for sexual stimulation. Vulva to vulva rubbing.
Vulva to vulva. But that looked like a dude in the picture. Well, I'm just guessing. Maybe he doesn't identify as one. Splash says gay is out of style. You got to be a transformer now. As my man Tate would say, transformer used to be a guy. Big up to Tate Winston. We got to get him back on the show. Themore76 says, saw you breakdance bit last night. Undefeated. Did you watch the special?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
I mean, big up to you, man. Oh, yo, I saw this dude's special last night on Netflix, man. And I very rarely watch comedy, but I'm a fan of this dude. This Mexican, I think he's Mexican. Hold on, let me get it.
Is it someone with an R? It's like a short kid.
Ralph Barbosa.
Yeah, bro.
He's called Cowabunga. It's called Cowabunga, and it was fucking great. I looked at this dude and I was like, yeah, this kid's fucking good, man. He's really good.
He's great, dude. That's when you said Mexican kid. This is the kid I thought of. He's fantastic. Yeah. I've been following him for a while, dude.
He's
gonna be out here.
I got some of his clips and shit. That dude is really funny. I thought the special was just good, man. Very, very well put together, man. It was really good. His callbacks are amazing. Yeah, it's fucking good, man. But yo, big up to you. And I don't do that bit no more. I only did that bit. I came up with that bit maybe a week before the show. I came up with that bit, and then I did it. And then after that, I didn't do it. This way, anybody who watches the special, you'll get to see something that I don't do. I don't do pretty much any of those jokes. I don't do any of those jokes anymore. But that joke I stopped doing right after the special. And all the other ones I kind of built into actual real bits, because most of that stuff I did the first. I was like the first or second time I did it. I came up with it for the first show, and then I redid it for the second show, and me and Brian combined them. Let's go back to some of these comments. But big up to you, man. I appreciate that. I hope you liked it. I actually don't. So if you didn't like it, don't worry, you're not alone. Gato Gordo says he heard. What's that referring to? He heard. Splash 1976 says Lakata is watching that cartoon porn. I watched cartoon porn for a little while. I used to like the cartoon porn.
Really? What character?
Like the Flintstones, or Family Guy, or I get
Simpsons
it
is
just sometimes.
popular too, dude.
I don't jerk off to them, but I find them very interesting.
You like the art, the animation?
I just like the fact of watching like fucking Meg getting banged out by fucking the two friends.
What weirds me out, dude, is when I see that stuff, I think about who made this. Right? What weirdo made this?
That's the crazy shit. Bam Bam. Oh yeah. I've watched Bam Bam and What's Her Name get busy too, but they were of age. They weren't little kids. And Pebbles, yeah, Bam Bam and Pebbles. Glad you're laughing, man. I'm glad we're not alone here, man. Timor, yeah. Gato says he's hilarious. The dealer jail jokes are killer. Yeah, man. He says that he has. Oh, I ain't even gonna say none of his jokes, man. Check out the fucking special. It's really good.
There's the link to Netflix.
It's really good. I don't even know this dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, never met him. Don't have a dog in the fight. I just share what I think is good, man. And he deserves to shine. So. I know. You ain't got to tell me. I know. Am I on the good mic or the bad mic? Bad mic. Fucking twat. All right, I'm back. How long I've been doing stand-up? Going on 10 years.
You're still on the bad mic.
11 if you add the first time I actually did it, but I did it once and then I didn't do it for like a full year. And then I got into it. So
you're on the bad mic.
When you were younger. Nah, I mean, I was able to relate to a lot of the shit he was doing. But nah, I think he's a very original, just an original dude telling his story. And it's great. He tells a lot of great stories and he brings it all back. He has a lot of great callbacks. It was good. He actually let me know I got a lot of work to do.
You're on the bad mic, bro.
Don't worry, you're better looking.
Can you not hear me either? Bad mic, bad mic, bad mic.
I don't hear you. Why don't I hear you?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why you don't hear me. No, your shit's fucked up.
What's going on here?
Yeah.
I don't hear you, Brian.
I can't hear you. It's you, not me.
It's me?
You. It's you. It is not me. It is you.
Okay, hold on. Or are you not talking? Is that what it is?
I'm talking, dude. Everyone can hear me. You can't.
Shut up.
It's you. And he's telling me to shut up and he can't even hear me. That's why I hate him so much. He hates me. I don't think he hates me. I love Gary.
Second, that's why. All right. I'm back.
Oh my God, that was painful.
Yeah, that was painful, man. All that time I was talking, nothing.
Yeah, nothing, I'm saying right? You're on the bad mic. You're on the bad mic, and then every time I said you're on the bad mic, you would go to the next comment, and I'd be like, "This fucking guy." I was like, "Can you not hear me, or what?"
No, I couldn't hear anything you were saying because for some reason it had my Yeti as the fucking speakers.
Oh, yeah, you can plug your headphones into the Yeti, I think.
Yes, I know, I can.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I don't. All right. So what was the last thing I said? I commented that he's hilarious, right?
Yeah, he said, does he remind you of when you were younger? You're better looking.
Better looking. Thank you.
And then your mic went out and Gato said, you hate me.
He hates you, Brian. Tell him. King Anderson says, Gary, thoughts on YouTube comedy skit makers calling themselves comedian? They're not. My thoughts are very clear on that. Neither are these actors who now, they're still on strike, if I'm correct. And they do comedy acting and they're great doing comedy acting, but they're coming up trying to do comedy and they're not comedians, And I know I'll say this because we have a bunch and we bring a bunch of those people to AC. They will bring a bunch of them because they'll pack the house.
Mm-hmm.
They'll pack the house. They'll get it packed in.
Yep, moneymaker.
I don't get mad because I get to feature and I get to play in front of that crowd. But at the end of the day, I've seen some that were funny.
Mm-hmm.
Like that chick that they brought down not too long ago from I think she's from Staten Island.
Mm-hmm.
She was okay. But for the most part, they suck.
Yeah, I think part of the problem is one, they get an audience for something, right? Then they can fill that room, and then there's an expectation of them to be good, and that's not what they are. But I do think it is cool that people got started. Like Susie, for example, got started making funny videos and was like, oh, I want to do stand-up, and is now trying to be a comedian. And she's new, fresh, green, so I think it's, I don't really think of the people who come from making Instagram videos. They're not comedians unless they do the work to then become a comedian. So if it's a different way of them entering the industry, fine.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Right. But
I'm not going to hate on them. I wouldn't have went at them if they didn't ask me. They asked my thoughts, so I gave them. That's not something I would say to go at them, because I don't hate the next man's hustle. Right. You know what I'm saying? Unless he's hustling me. But I give them credit. They're getting followers. They're doing something right on Instagram and all that shit. But for the most part, they're not funny. And that's not to say none of them can be funny. I just haven't seen a funny one. And even the ones I've seen, that doesn't mean if they don't work at it, they can't become funny. I mean, obviously, they could put together skits, Tell him, Brian, it's you. Yeah, I know it's me. It's always me. He does it on purpose. I don't do it on purpose. You both want, but thank you. Timur, thank you, man, for all the encouragement. I need some encouragement.
Dude, I mean, I think, we differ a little bit in opinion of some of the stuff that we'll watch on social media. I like the skits. I think it is really funny, though, how people have created, there's been this new medium of vertical video that did not exist. It was an artistic canvas that did not exist prior to 2 years ago. And
I think it did. But it would be on like Living Color or those shows. Basically, what it did is it allowed anybody to put on those shows in smaller.
Right, but it's also the format and the way to get somebody's attention is different. Like a movie, right? There's a 3-act structure, hour and a half, right? TV shows, 23 minutes, again, 3-act structure, built around commercial breaks, right? Short skits like Chappelle's Show, it's 2 minutes, 3 minutes, built into something. Same thing with SNL. Instagram, however, you need to tell a whole story in 10 to 15 seconds, make it good, and then act. And sure, you're shaking your head, dude. There's a lot of shit out there, a lot of dog shit. But dude, how many bad paintings are out there, right? That doesn't mean painting is a bad art, but there's shit that people put out that's garbage all the time, right? But that's not to say that there isn't good stuff there, No,
it's not to say that at all. I mean, I get caught up in it, but I think it's horrible because I think that mentally, and psychologically, it fucks with us. People have no attention span. You know what I'm saying? They're given to smaller doses, and in smaller doses, you really can't tell a whole fucking story, which is why, I don't get upset when people tell me I'm an idiot on the comments or I can't be that dumb, because the truth is in 15 seconds, you're hearing a clip out of context, don't know what I'm saying, don't know what I said after it. And it does sound dumb when you put it that way. That's why I'm not a big fan of the clips, but I know that, you got to do it. You got to do it in some way, right? You got to kind of get along in the system some way. So I conform a little. I let you do the clips and we put the clips out, but I feel like psychologically it's just fucking us up as a society, man. And honestly, even that clip we put up that's blowing up, it was 33 seconds. When you look at how long it was watched, usually it's like 24 to 26 seconds is the average watch of that. So even 33 seconds is too much for a person to sit there and watch.
And honestly, man, that really is one of the things that drew me to podcasting, right? Like when Rogan first started doing his show, I mean, there were other people doing podcasts and he said it 1,000 times. He didn't invent it. He just became the most famous at it. But the reason I liked it is because at that time, 2012, 2013, dude, all of this stuff with Purdue Pharma and the heroin pumping was, dude, at its peak, bro. And the mainstream media was not talking about, they were talking about people overdosing, but they weren't talking about what was causing it. And all this information about the FDA, Purdue, dude, all this stuff was out, dude, in like 05, 07, 08. Like I knew all of this stuff, but nobody would talk about it because the way that they built TV, right? And they started doing it with the 24 hours news cycle.
Your shit is fucked up. You still got windows open, man. Close all your fucking windows. Come on. Let's have a conversation. Stop going right to the fucking computer all the time, man. This is another problem with fucking society today.
I got nothing open. I'm looking right at you.
Well, you're not looking at me. Is he looking at me?
I'm looking at you on the screen, but the camera's up here. Here.
There was a time when you used to bring me flowers. This is gay. See now I'm self-conscious about everything we say. Thank you, Butters. Thank you, Butters, for making me self-conscious of every fucking thing I say. Themore says Dr. G breaking down the psychological impact of social media. I don't know. Listen, that might have been a compliment, but it's hysterical because who the fuck? I know nothing. The algorithm has to be worked. It's always the algorithm, isn't it? And they also wanted to keep getting high. Don't be all.
But man, that's what drew me to do, and that's why I wanted to get into podcasting, because there isn't long form conversation like this, dude. I tell people all the time, see, now you're not listening to me, you're reading the comments. You're reading the comments and you're not listening.
Themore came at me. He's right. You're right, Themore. You're right. I am projecting. He's sticking up for you. You should be happy I read the fucking thing.
LMAO, Gary bugging out after camera lag, after Mike goes down every episode. LOL, projection.
Every fucking episode, man. Yeah, I know. He's not going to get no. What was that position you said? What was the position we looked up?
What position?
The one that had that graphic picture. What was that called again?
Tripping.
Tripping? Tribbing. Yeah, you're not getting tribbed anytime soon, Brian, with that attitude. You're not getting it anytime soon. So what were you saying just now? You were talking about, I just don't think it's good. People have a short attention span, and I also think like all the
hold on, no. Let me get onto my point, right? So I think honestly it was done by design, right? Mainstream media doing the two talking head back and forth, saying a point, 2 minutes, right? Zero context, all to issues, dude, like abortion, immigration, things that aren't a 2-minute conversation to have, right? And that's the way they package it, because people are fucking stupid, right? And all they want is the top level information. And that's why, now with the internet, you have so many headline readers, so it's created this. And then the internet came out and it was just a perfect fucking storm.
But the question is it a good thing? Yes, the Tartarians did it. King Handles, I think you're right. Got the Scissor Sisters. I'm starting to get, listen, man. Now I'm going to go back and watch. I don't even know what the fuck that was. Those studies are awesome. Brain drop, that knowledge. Yeah, man. I just don't think it's, look, I'm just looking. I'm just a person looking at how society was before and after. And that's one of the that's what makes like my generation so great, is that what we have over all the other generations before us and after us is that we totally know both sides of the spectrum of before the internet and after the internet. You know what I'm saying? Because like the internet came around in like my 20s. So I lived for 20 years without that shit. And then
another 10 without it.
And it, well, so far now I've gone 30 years with it, right? But here's the difference between us. My mother doesn't want to learn how to use the phone. She's afraid of technology. What we don't have is that fear of technology. You can give me anything. I don't know it, never seen it. You tell me to download it, walk me through. I will figure out how to use it, because I'm not afraid of technology, because I was around coming up with technology. You know what I'm saying? Whereas my mother still thinks remote control TV suck because the remote breaks.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
They did 1975. Yeah. But that's a very, very interesting point to think about. And we've talked about it on the show too. It's like, dude, this technology is also advancing at such a rapid rate. We're not caught up to it. And
don't get me wrong. The things I don't know is because I don't want to know it. I don't want to know it. And it's like, I will learn, but I'm not afraid to learn the things I got to learn.
Right.
Like I'm learning a new system now because they got me selling tickets again. So I had to download.
And that system's called texting.
Nah, they got this whole shit that's different now. They always got to keep upgrading shit here. So they had to give me a new thing. I had to download it. They had to show it to me. I didn't know how to do it. And now I'm like, all right, I know how to do it. But you show this to people before our generation. A lot of them, they're afraid to even touch it.
Yeah.
You know,
That
and
was
then you
one.
look at every generation after us, they wouldn't survive a day without the technology they have.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So that's what makes us special.
There were two big lessons I learned from my grandfather. He was born 1930, right? And in the 90s, the dude taught himself how to use a computer, file structure, folder structure, how to send emails, all this shit. And because he always said the same thing, you know, if you're afraid of technology, or once you stop learning, you start dying. That's what he used to say all the time, which is my favorite quote of all fucking time.
Yeah, man. Listen, it is what it is, man. I don't learn everything. I don't got like all these shits that people are, you know, all these new apps, you know, I'm not interested in that. I'm just not interested in that's normal. I'm getting older. But if I have to learn something new and I have to learn it, then I'll learn it. You know, that's the difference between us and them. They wouldn't last a day without all that fucking shit, man. Bro, 12002 says, Brian, you could identify with addiction. That's why it was right on time. You knew what they were pushing was a big lie. I didn't even realize it. My boy was fucking on those fucking things. And, you know, Mark actually fucking reminded me, like he was going from doctor to doctor getting prescriptions filled. And I never even realized it because I was still kind of thinking if your doctor's giving it to you, then it's really not drugs, right? Even though they call it drugs. But I was like, if your doctor's giving it to you.
Dude,
because I was raised to think that drugs were illegal.
And dude,
and that what was legal wasn't really drugs. You understand what I'm saying?
And the most insane part of it all is the dudes who were responsible for OxyContin. His father is the reason you trusted your doctor because of all the money he spent on advertising Valium. Mommy's little helper. The dude literally created the business and made it so every single person in America trusted their doctor.
Well, big up to him. He set out with a purpose and achieved it for a while. Now the big problem is I don't trust my doctor. Themore says, yeah, and we are the ones who need to talk about it. 7 TV channels to 100. Yep.
Hundreds.
To hundreds, yeah. And not for nothing. I remember when TV was free, and that makes me sound so old. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, I remember when TV was free. And not for nothing, you can still get free TV for my people out there trying to cut some corners. You know, get yourself one of those fucking antennas. That's what I did when I bought the house. Throw it out the window. You get about 100 channels. Not good ones, but
dude, even now, I mean, with the internet
you
now,
get
you don't even
crazy
need
channels.
cable.
That's true. I got to get rid of my cable.
Yeah, dude, cut that shit.
I don't even watch it.
Get internet.
I put TV on in my living room, and then I go into my room.
Yeah, YouTube TV, bro. You watch everything on YouTube anyway. Just pay for.
That's all I watch. YouTube, Daily Wire, Hulu, Netflix.
Do you have YouTube Premium?
No.
Dude, it's great. So much better.
Themore says, I picture Gary with 20 beepers back in the day. The most I ever had was 3. That was the most I ever had.
2 for the plug, 1 for the load.
1 for the plug, 1 for my regular, and then 1 for clients. I tried to keep it separated, you know. But bro says, this thing with the weed is just going to cultivate a new way of drug use. We think we're getting what we want. Sometimes we should think it through and watch what we ask for. Yes. I agree. Be careful what you ask for, man, because you just might get it. You know, I don't think the weed was I don't think it's gonna be a big problem with weed being legal. I mean, I know one thing that's going on now is they're saying people are drinking less because more people are smoking weed. Which, you know. King Handle says, Gary, you don't know the pain of your Game Boy dying right after you caught Charizard. No, I don't. You want to know why? Because I never fucked. Game Boy was Nintendo, right? I never fucked with Nintendo. Never. I never had a Nintendo ever. I didn't like it. I was always like Sega Genesis or all the other shits that came out. You know, people not smoking flower anymore. They're getting junked out on oils and concentrates. True. That can't be better for you. It can't be. You know, it can't be. Bro says, I remember when I was getting off of heroin, the lady that sold me methadone told me she was hooked on the meth more than the dope. Did you when you were getting off, did you go through methadone, Brian? Or did you just straight up?
No, so the old school way was methadone. They still do that mostly in cities, really poor neighborhoods in cities. They have the clinic still. But what came out after that was Suboxone, right? And Suboxone, where methadone was the liquid and they would give people take homes and stuff like that. Suboxone came in, and this new avenue of Suboxone doctors became a thing, where they were just these dirty fucking doctors that would pump out these Suboxone prescriptions rather. So that was really the thing. When I started coming up, it was Suboxone and Subutex. But dude, it's the same thing. I mean, dude, they'll go from having you on 3 30 milligram Roxys a month and then just switch you to 8 milligrams of Suboxone. And then you're just on that.
And what would that feel like, though?
Well, dude, so if you're sober, right, stone cold sober, and you sniff a Roxy, right, or you take half of a Suboxone, you're going to feel the same. It's just a blocker. So what happens is when you take opiates over and over and over again, your opioid receptors in your brain are just like firing, right? So then when you stop, they keep firing, but they have nothing to hit. And that's where the withdrawal comes from, right? So the Suboxone comes in there and blocks the stuff from firing. So it staves off the withdrawal. So if you're hooked, you're not really going to get high. You're just going to not get sick, right? But if you don't have a habit, it's going to get you high,
So it's just one drug to the next.
Yeah, bro. You're just putting in a different pharmaceutical.
So when did you finally get off everything? Now, if you stop doing that, do you have withdrawal?
Get sick, bro. Worse. Way.
So how long do you have to? So you have to stay on that. You have to stay on that.
Yeah, man. Listen. So the real.
So they're just getting you from one drug to another drug.
Right, and you know why? Because it's very profitable. And then you stay on it in perpetuity. You have to go to the doctor every month, where you have to pay a fee to see the doctor. You have to see the doctor in person every month. So you pay, and it's almost always cash, right? Almost always cash pay. So you have to pay for that doctor, right? And then you have to pay for the prescription. So instead of so what happened was the pharmaceutical industry flooded the market with pain pills, got everyone hooked, and then pulled it back. Then the market went to the black market because everyone's buying heroin and fentanyl, right? And then the pharmaceutical company sees that people are overdosing, and they created this monster. So they come out with another drug to prevent you from dying, right? And that's what all the states, like New Jersey, dude, completely advocates for Suboxone as a state. That's what they go for. Hospitals are allowed to prescribe it. Anybody can give a Suboxone prescription to drug addicts. So then they just put this other one in. And now when you did heroin, dude, 4 days, right? Day 2, the night of day 2 is the worst day of withdrawal. Suboxone, and the longer you're on it, the worse it gets. Bro, you're on Suboxone for 6 months. You're looking at a month-long withdrawal.
So how do
2 bad weeks? Bro, you need to go to rehab to get off of it, bro. You legitimately need to get locked up and just come off. There's no way to get off of it, dude. I said the best way to get off of Suboxone is to do heroin for a couple days, right? And then taper off the heroin, because that's easier to get off of. And that's a fact.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. And I always said the same thing about pain pills, dude. Like if in the order of most severe and shortest, right? It's the pharmaceuticals, the lab-made pharmaceuticals. When you have good street heroin, it's a 4-day withdrawal, and after that 4 days, you're fucking good. And it's bad, but it's not that bad. But then you go to pain pills like Oxycontin or oxycodone, 7 days, much worse. Fentanyl is horrible, but it's short because the half-life, it goes in and out of you faster.
And there's also a chance it's going to kill you. So
yeah, but I mean, that's with all of them. Really the lethality.
Is it fentanyl like worse?
It is, dude. Of course, yeah. It's much stronger. But dude, they like there's fentanyl lollipops, patches, pills. I mean, they prescribe that to people all the
They
time.
got Fetty lollipops.
Dude, in the old days, before the cartel in China started bringing it into the country, the only place you could get fentanyl was you either got it in a patch or a lollipop. But dude, they made these things like fentanyl is like end of life. They only give it to people who are like dying in hospice. And it was like they give you like the lollipop when you're on. It's like a comfort medication to help you kind of ease out. That's what fentanyl was designed for.
Yeah, just keep you high till you die. Keep
Which
me
dude,
high
once
till I die.
Yeah.
So eventually, because they put you on that, you said.
Yeah. So when I first started going to rehab in 2012, right? That is before the industry completely changed. Back then, it was all mom and pop run rehabs, and most of the people were AA or NA people. So you don't take anything. You know, there's no.
Okay.
You know, you're not a heroin addict and you can smoke weed.
So you didn't take that. They didn't put you on that stuff.
The first time I went, right, in 2012, they did not even offer it at the facility. They said, we don't even do that shit here. And I was like, what the fuck? But then I went back a year later.
Like, that's what I came here for.
But then I went back a year later and they just started doing it for people who were on heroin, like only. And then the next time it was, you know, everybody doing it. And then a couple of years later, it's really like, you know, all the states have it as law now that Suboxone is like widely available, because what will happen on Suboxone that won't happen on heroin is you're not going to overdose. You won't die. You can't OD. But when you do Suboxone, you have to wait until that leaves your system before you try to do another opiate. Say I eat a Suboxone and then shoot a bag of heroin, I'm going to go into something called precipitated withdrawal, right? Which it'll immediately throw you into withdrawal.
Oof.
Yeah. So that was like always the thing when you were, you know, running out of money as a junkie, you'd always have a couple subs on the side, because then you would take the subs on your days where you don't have any money. But then what would always happen is you would take the sub and then you'd come up with $100 somehow. And then you had to wait several hours for the sub to go through your system before you start banging.
Somehow you came up with $100. So how did you get off that? Did you just say fuck it and just stop taking it and went to withdrawals?
Well, what really happened for me, dude, is I knew what I knew about Suboxone, right? And I was always very much of the mindset, dude, when you go into rehab, like you need to withdraw, you know, like that's like, if you're going to do the crime, you got to do the time. That's what
the withdrawal
comes with it
to keep you maybe from going back, maybe.
Right.
And like, I don't want to have to go through that withdrawal again. That shit was hell.
Right. And the way,
which is why I never take things to go against something else I took. If I'm up all night because I fucking did an Adderall too late, I'm not going to take no downers to help me go to sleep, because I'm going to deal with the consequences so that I know not to do it again next time.
Those are consequences I would not deal with, but hey, to each their own.
No,
dude.
I do, because I feel like that's, you know, you start small,
but
and then it winds up becoming bigger.
But the way that a 30-day inpatient rehab would traditionally work, your first 7 days you're in the detox wing, right? And you're taking detox meds and they're trying to stabilize you. Once you're stabilized, then they move you over into the residential unit, which you start going to like group and, you know, this and that. After going in once or twice, I realized that the rehab is they're easy on you for the first week. They kind of just let you do your shit. And then once you've been there for a little while, they start to, you know, encourage you. Really is what they're doing. They're trying to like help you get better. So they're encouraging you to go to group and all this. So after I started to go to a bunch, I would stop taking the detox meds after the first day. Like I take them day 1, day 2, and then I would stop so I could withdraw and be comfy before they started making me do shit. Otherwise, you would get on the Suboxone, right? You come in, you've been on a 5-year heroin run, then you go into rehab and you get on Suboxone for a week. You're just prolonging the inevitable. You're just going to detox when you get off the Suboxone. So personally, in my opinion,
well, they're hoping that you don't get off the Suboxone.
Well, you know, in the old days, dude, they really didn't want you to get on it, but later, all the rehabs were sending you home with Suboxone prescriptions. They were giving you Narcan, you know, like handing you Narcan. Like I remember when I left, dude, they gave me Narcan. I'm like, whoa, dude. Like that's not a good
Sounds
sign,
like,
dude.
nah, it's not. It sounds like it's a lot of work, man. You might as well just stay a junkie. You're there already.
What to get clean? Man, it's like
I mean, I get clean, but there's so much fucking work, man. I don't feel
well,
like
I mean, dude,
obviously I don't like work. I've been doing heroin for 5 years.
the thing is, so we got some comments, so I kind of want to
Let's
go
go to the
into
comments. Splash says these younger generations don't like anything about Generation X except our old drugs. Not the smartest bunch. Yeah. What could I do but agree with that? Bro 12002 says they own you directly. They get the money instead of the guy on the street.
That's exactly it.
Government.
It's exactly it. It's exactly it.
Splash says dosage is the dangerous part, not the drug itself. I think that's the case with all drugs, basically, right?
Yeah.
A drug by itself isn't dangerous. It's not like if you all buy it, it's gonna rob you or stab you or any kind of crazy shit. You got to kind of take some dosages of it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I don't disagree with that comment. Bro says, oh, they haven't got a lot of comments. Bro says, when I went to the farm, I got no good. The farm, I guess, is Rehab.
Yeah, Rehab. Yep.
When I went, I understood, but I'm just saying that maybe for some, if we have any listeners that aren't in the drug world. When I went to the farm, I got no good sleep for about 9 days when it was a mind game. Then it was a mind game.
Yeah, man. It really, it depends. Every person's a little bit different. Ordinarily with opiate withdrawal, you get diarrhea, right? That happens to like 90% of the people. I unfortunately have the exact opposite. And
when I'm constipated,
yeah, dude. When I'm on heroin, I can shit, and most people can't. Right, like they'll be constipated for weeks, and they've actually made drugs. Right, and I've seen them advertised. They made a drug to help with opiate constipation, which is just the funniest shit ever, dude. It's like, yo, you literally made this thing that's wrecking people's lives, and you're like, hey, why don't you take this one so it's not as bad for you? So I would go in, dude, and after the third rehab, bro, it was always
create drugs to make the drugs they want you to take not so bad.
Yeah, dude. So that's I would hysterical. Go in when I would go in for my checkup. And this is how you know I was a fucking vet. When I would go in and they do my intake at the nurses' stations, I would say, I need you to order me 3 bottles of, I think it was called potassium citrate or potassium nitrate. It's like whatever that big drink is. If you've had a colonoscopy, it's the drink they give you before your colonoscopy. And it's
and now I don't think I'm going to, because apparently that's gay. So good. You had to drink. Get off the computer.
I think it's. I was just trying to look at what it was. I think it's potassium citrate. Yeah, it's potassium citrate. So I would go in and I'd say to the nurses station, I'm like, hey, listen, I'm gonna get constipated when I start to come off this. I need 3 bottles of potassium citrate, and I need to drink 1 of them a day until my bowel movement gets regular. Now, ordinarily, when you get a colonoscopy, you drink a half a bottle and it flushes you the fuck out. So I'm going in there asking for 3, and the nurses are like, "Oh no, we can't. We can't do that. Just every day, just come back, and if you haven't had bowel movement, tell us." Every morning I would go back and I'd be like, nothing. The next day I'd be like, nothing, nothing. And dude, there was one time
the lady, at your skinny ass with no belly.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. The lady gave me the drink. I pounded it. She's like, all right. She's like, come back. She's like, a half hour. If you don't shit, I'll give you another one. But there's no way you won't. Came back hours later. Still nothing. She was blown away.
But were you really not shitting? I thought you were getting.
Dude, I wasn't. No, I wasn't shitting. I wasn't shitting at all.
This is when you were off. When you got.
When I was coming off. When I was detoxing.
Okay. I'm with you. This doing drugs thing is too complicated. Well, doing them ain't that hard.
It's
the complication comes after. That's where it gets complicated, after you do the drugs. Bro 12002 says that must have been really tough, Brian, but that just made you a stronger and better man. I would agree with that comment, man, at least from what I've seen, from what I know.
What it really made me do too was appreciate life, right? And
especially
also
shits, right? Especially like morning shits, regular shits.
That's why I felt bad for the guy who shit on my porch.
Maybe it was you. Maybe you were sleepwalking. Maybe you went out there and sleepwalk. Check the video, man.
You know, dude, I think having gone through that gave me the benefit and the gratitude for life that I don't think I would have had otherwise. I don't think I would be doing the stuff that I'm doing now. I wouldn't be, pursuing video full time. I wouldn't be pursuing podcasting. I wouldn't be trying to come out of the closet on every episode to really portraying to everybody that I know that I am actually a deeply closeted gay man.
Oh, so you're gay?
No, I'm deeply closeted.
I love it.
The only jokes, dude, I will send you are Norm jokes. Norm and Theo. I feel like I'll send you a podcast clip of Theo every now and again.
Fucking A, man.
Yeah.
Splash says, what makes you decide to use heroin in the first place? How much does life suck at that point? That's a good question.
Well, man, it really wasn't that. I mean, I guess, it's a little bit of, it's, one, obviously me, but then being a product of my environment. I think, the short synopsis of it is, I was a middle-class white kid that grew up in the suburbs. I had two really good parents. One of them was a cop. The other one was, kind of old school Catholic. Didn't let me get away with anything, couldn't, never really drank in high school, didn't really smoke weed, didn't really fuck around with cigarettes. So when I went to college, it was like Catholic schoolgirl syndrome, like everything's fucking open, right? So I started meeting some friends who were into the same shit that I was. And then I came home one weekend and I just, I was eating like Xanax and Adderall and stuff. And I came home and I was just like, oh, let's see what we got in the medicine cabinet. And my brother had Percocet 10s that were from his wisdom tooth surgery. So this is how it comes back to the dentist or the scumbags. So he has his wisdom tooth surgery. I take the whole bottle of pills, don't take any of them, drive all the way down to school with them, show them to my buddy. And he's like, oh yeah, we can definitely eat these. And I ate those on a Monday, 10 milligram of Percocet. And then that Friday I was sniffing Oxy 80s and then it was off.
You're a real quick learner. That's fast.
Dude, I just like the high, it fit me, it's like,
I think that's what it's all about. That high just never fit me.
Mm-hmm. It just fit me, dude.
I would see people. See, for me, I was always let me see someone do it and how they react, and with heroin, it always looked the same. Everyone was just, so I never really got into that. Not to say I never took no pills. I took some pills.
But the pills at that time were more party drugs, dude. I'm talking about like 2009, dude. Like it was
I didn't like
rocking. And I was in school in West Virginia, bro. There were so many pills, dude. So many pills. Like, dude, I would drive up to Jersey and get them from these dudes who were just flying down to Florida. 10,000 every fucking trip in their carry-on with their name on it from 10 different doctors, dude. Back and forth. Selling them for like $5, $20,
Unpopular opinion, it all starts with weed and or alcohol. I think it starts with alcohol. I think it's alcohol, then weed, and then whatever your preference is after that. I don't think weed is necessarily the gateway drug. I think alcohol is the first thing you do that makes you up to try weed or anything else. I mean, I do know people
first, actually, before alcohol.
I do know. Oh, did you? You're one of the few people, because everybody I know, like at least at a party, their parents gave them some sort of alcohol.
Okay. I drank alcohol as a child habitually, and I had a problem, and I went to rehab at 6. And it was difficult. It was very difficult. I almost lost the house. All my toys were missing.
All your toys started selling your fucking Star Wars action figures. King handles. The funny thing is, I don't think that's an unpopular opinion. I think that's like one of the mainstream opinions that, weed is the gateway drug. But I would say it's alcohol. I would think it's alcohol.
I think also a big problem is the prohibition part of it, right? And you talk about this, right? Like if it's not legal, like you're kind of taking the fun away of things, right? In Europe, and
once
other cultures,
you make it legal, it's not as fun.
Yeah, when you have other, Europe and other European countries is a good place to look. The alcohol is so common in the household that when the kids turn 16, they're not doing beer bongs. You know what I mean? Because they've been drinking glasses of wine with dinner. They have a different relationship with it. You know, which is almost like kind of probably what the younger generation is going to have with weed a little bit. You know, I bet there's going to come a point where, you know, there's probably less kids smoking weed than used to because it's around and they're not that into it anymore. You know, I mean, look at cigarettes, dude. You don't really see, I mean, you see young kids vaping now, but you never see a kid like 18 smoking fucking cigarettes, you know?
Yeah. It's a dying fucking substance. It'll die when all the people who do it now die. Bro says I didn't know any of that when I went to rehab, but I was so broken and empty that I was ready to take some suggestions. Yeah, man. Well, I mean, listen, that's how I found God. You get to a point where you're just so broken, you'll take anything that'll come your way. And I'm glad, listen, I'm glad that worked for y'all, man. I'm not anti going to get help from anything if it's fucking up your life. Splash says, I smoked weed since 16 and alcohol since 14. Never done heroin or coke. I never done heroin. You know, I think it's a thing, you know, of the person though, really, right? Because like you said,
man, and then also who you're around. I mean, dude, I never thought I would do heroin, but I also didn't know when I was sniffing the Percocets that it was the same fucking thing. I had no clue, dude. No clue. Just, I mean,
so then when you found out it's the same thing, only better, that kind of made you go, if it's better than this, and I like this, I might as well try it.
We'll go down to the time. It was really more of a timeline thing, dude. Right. So I jumped in to the opiate game in 2009. And 2009 was really like the peak before everything went to shit. So, for example, when I first started doing Oxycontins and Roxys, the 30 milligrams, 30 milligram pill, $10. Oxycontin 80, $25. And in the time between 2009 and 2012, the 80s went from being $25 a piece to $1 a milligram, $80 a piece, $120 a piece, $150 a piece. Because what happened is Purdue got in all that hot water and they had to stop manufacturing them in the same way that they were making them. So the pill, what you used to have to do was put it on your tongue. There was a coating. You wipe it off on your shirt and you can crush it right up. And then in 2012, they changed the formula so it was a gel. And anytime it hit any sort of water, it would gel up. So you couldn't crush it, shoot it, or snort it. You know. So what happened in 2012 is the you know, my habit is increasing, and the price point every year, you know, is doubling for my habit, but then it's quadrupling because of the market, right? And then at the same time,
it's a tough fucking business to be in. At the
same time, we're in Afghanistan protecting Taliban poppy fields. And they're bringing back the most potent, uncut fucking dope. And you can really, really look at it, bro. And it's, I know there's a deep story there that right when they stopped making oxys, that same year to 2 years after, the heroin that they had out in the street was top fucking notch. And then all the fentanyl came almost overnight, dude. Almost overnight. It was like all of a sudden it was just fentanyl was on the streets. Came out of nowhere.
Oh man. I don't know. See, for me, man, what always kept me from going over any deep end was I always knew drugs were better indoors. So I got to make sure I got money for rent and all that stuff. You know? And when you're making sure you have money for rent and all that stuff, you really, I mean, I got fucked up a lot for a motherfucker that didn't have a lot of money.
Yeah, but dude, that's, like you know, said, that's really the difference
for me. I think it comes back to that. The thing for me was I was a drug addict. I liked all drugs the same. So I basically would do whatever the person I was hanging out with was doing. And I'm grateful that I didn't hang out with a lot of heroin addicts, because I think if I might have hung out with heroin addicts, who knows? You know, who knows? I might have at least been sniffing it. I hate needles, but then who knows?
Yeah, man, there's a thing actually in the AA Big Book that I remember. There's a section where they talk about the difference between like a hard drinker and like an alcoholic, you know? And they say, you know, it's pretty much like the hard drinker, given a good enough reason, they'll stop for a period of time. Maybe they'll go back to doing it. But again, if there's a reason good enough, they'll stop.
Yeah.
Where someone who's an alcoholic or an addict, they don't do that part.
Oh, so I would just be considered a hard user. All right. I like the word hard. Because I'm gay. Timor says, welcome to Hotel California. You could check out, but you could never leave. Splash says, gateway drugs are excuses. I'll agree with that too. Gato says, Brian is 100% correct. All the time, every time. Own Please says, Own Please, what's up, baby? What's up, homie? Come to listen to the drug cast. They always tend to get a little druggy.
Whatever. It's me and you, dude.
Gato says, yeah, I know, right? Gato says most folks get clogged.
Most folks get clogged on opiates, not detoxing. That's the difference.
Brian's special. He's like the Rudolph of drug addicts with his shiny nose. Bro 12 says, wow, dude, you just remind me of the Magilla Gorilla shits I would take. You had to cut that shit, pardon the pun, in half so you could flush that shit.
Dude, it would get so hard, right? And even, dude, my dad knew when I was getting high. Why do I feel like
Mark is really enjoying this part of the conversation right here? Fucking horrible. Gerbils cause constipation as well. I would think so. You know, there you go. I think they check in but never check out. For sure. Oh, Please says turned into Brian Shitcast. Well, it started as that, just so you know. Bro says, I was hanging out with bad people, Splash. Bad company corrupts a weak mind. I agree with that, and that's a very honest and I just give you props for that comment. Splash 1976 says, that's a fact, bro. I just always send that as extra. Bud, alcohol, shrooms, and X was enough. Yeah, that's about my well, I mean,
now let me get into it to you.
Cocaine was fun, man.
But let me get into it with a little.
I mean, it was fun depending who I did it
with.
When I did cocaine with what is it? Hard users, it was fun. When I did it with addicts, it wasn't.
Right.
Because addicts just sat in a hotel room and looked out the window and hung microphones out those shits and loaded up shotguns and stared at the door. But the hard users, you know, danced and hung out and, you know, fucking got fucked up. I used to like that, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, what do we got here? Splash. You young guys love your pills. Yeah, I don't like pills, man. I ever since that time I had my lost night, I just don't like it. Splash says, damn. Themore says, nah, everyone is built different. I agree. But I think it's up to the strong people to take these weak motherfuckers and make them a little bit stronger, because life is going to hit them no matter what. So, you know, I think Candace Owens said, life's tough. Get a helmet. Bro, 12002 says, usually no one I know sets out to get high. It's someone who offers it to you. You say yes. If you have the addiction gene, that's all it really takes. Welcome, you're done.
And the weird thing is, dude, is no matter where you are, bro, it's like you have sonar for the other junkies, dude. It's just like wherever I have been, dude, and I've like moved all over the country to try to get my shit together, and then just somehow I'm like, crystal
people
meth.
Always come up to me and ask me to get drugs all the time. They just walk up to me and say, excuse me.
That's because of the way you look.
And I'm like, what the fuck? What the fuck? I remember one dude asked me where to get meth. And I'm like, what about me says I would know where you can get meth?
I mean, it's probably your sunken eyes, your skinny cheeks.
All my teeth. All my teeth, right? That's what gave it away.
Yeah.
Bro says, oh no, excuse me. Themore. We're at Themore. Smoke plenty of weed, never tried anything else. Stay with that. You're not really missing out. You're missing out on like the beginning. But then it's not as fun after a while. Michelle says, did alcohol at 12, weed at 15, mescaline at 17. Big up to mescaline, man. Mescaline used to be so much fun.
I heard that shit used to jump off in New York City, bro.
Mescaline was so much fucking fun.
Never even seen.
Probably the funnest drug. Mescaline was probably the fun because it was all, you couldn't stop laughing. You could not stop laughing, dog. I used to love mescaline, man. And it was good, says, do you think weed is addictive? It's mentally addictive. It's not. I know it's not physically addictive. If you stop, you're not gonna be sitting there throwing up. But I think it's a mental thing, like anything else. Like most addictions, I think, are mental.
Well, I also think about it.
Heroin, obviously, you need it. You throw up if you don't take it.
Right.
But
It
a
makes you
hangover,
sick, physically sick.
Yeah, physically sick. A hangover's a hangover, man. That's not the same.
Well, it's withdrawal, bro. No.
I mean,
A hangover's withdrawal, dude. It's your body detoxing from alcohol.
Whatever, if you want to say that, but
I don't
think it's physical. I don't think alcohol's physically addictive.
It 100% is, dude. If you're a person who drinks all the time, you stop drinking, dude, you're gonna start shaking. You're gonna start shitting. You're gonna start having seizures. It's because your body is detoxing, withdrawing from alcohol, bro. It's the same thing.
But
it's not in your system.
But I would say that is a consequence of all that drinking.
Fake.
Dude, it's just a consequence of doing all that heroin. It's the same argument.
Yeah, well, there you go. Then I will go on the line and say it's not physically addictive. That's what I would go on the line and say. I would say it's mentally addictive. That's what I would say. But I'm not a doctor.
Yeah.
My old toe could really be smoker's toe. I could be, as we're speaking, losing my left big toe right now. What's the next time? And it was good. Said I started doing more coke to drink more. Yeah, isn't that cool? Yeah, if you're drinking, man, coke is the way to go. And Adderall, it allows you to drink more too, man. But then it also doesn't let you get as fucked up as you would have gotten. You wind up being kind of straight through the whole night. You're kind of just like, you know what I'm saying? Like straight. Timor says Taliban put into law no poppy fields equals man in cave. Oh, I get it. Exactly. Splash facts. Drugs were better indoors. Yes. I never understand these people out there getting high. I'm like, man, you forgot it's better indoors. Except smoking on Roosevelt Island.
Outside. He's saying better indoors, except smoking on Roosevelt Island.
Yeah, smoking on Roosevelt Island was great. That was like a thing you would do. You would take a walk over that bridge just to go smoke on Roosevelt Island. Yes. Big up to that, Splash. You're right. I concur on that. There were more crackheads when we came up than heroin addicts. Yeah, for me it was heroin, but then when I started to when I was young, it was a lot of heroin. I would see a lot of heroin addicts around, and then as I started,
but it was mostly in bad neighborhoods, right? Like poor neighborhoods.
Well, I wouldn't know. All I knew was my neighborhood.
Okay.
When I was young, all I knew was my neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? And Manhattan. But I would see a lot of, like 40 Deuce and all that. I see a lot of heroin addicts. And then when I started getting into the game, started smoking weed, started trying things, then it wasn't heroin no more, it was crack.
What year was this?
80s.
88, 89, 90s.
80, 82, 83, 84. That's when I started, that's when I think 82 is when I first started smoking weed. So I would have been 12.
Yeah. So sometime a little after that.
Yeah. I probably didn't do coke till the 8th grade.
A little early.
It was at a graduation party. My bully Tommy Woo was looking for someone to do coke with. Coke.
He gave you the woo? Tommy Woo gave you a little woo?
No, we were sniffing back then. We didn't even know about cooking yet or any of that stuff yet.
Right.
We were just sniffing, and he was looking for someone who was down to do it, and I wanted to be friends. I thought when he asked it to me, I was like, I really don't want to do coke. But then I thought, I'm going to hang out with the dude who makes my life miserable all the time. Maybe I can get in, through doing coke, maybe we can connect and this motherfucker stop making my life miserable. And it worked. That brother actually went on to defend me a couple of times when shit went down. So big up to him. King Handles, I have a great uncle that's been doing heroin for decades. Won't touch fentanyl. Says a lot.
Surprising you can find heroin, but yeah.
It also says he has a really strong heart. Don't sleep on that
preserves the body, dude.
Timor says
anti-aging.
Honesty is refreshing. I mean, yeah, man. I think it was Patrice O'Neill that said brutal honesty is a crazy word. He goes, why is honesty got to be brutal? If anything, it should be brutal lies, not brutal honesty. And I kind of agree with that. Once again, I'm paraphrasing, but he says something like that. Splash 1976 says, I'm glad I've done shrooms in the past because it helps me deal with low blood sugar now as a diabetic. I mean, I'm glad I like shrooms. I like shrooms. I did some actually. I had a person who came to the show and gave us all shrooms like 2 weeks ago. Right. And she gave me a gram, a one big head with a little stalk gram. It was beautiful. And I took it last week, man. It was dope. It was dope. I was like, oh, I like shrooms, man. I like shrooms. I like all that shit that's like you can get like deep and lost into certain shit, or you can like get spiritual. You can really set the tone, put on some music or just sit there. I can control the bug out moments. Yeah, I've never really had a bad trip except for that trip I couldn't fall asleep after.
Yeah, most of them are like that, dude.
Oh, please says Gary looks like he's holding. No, I don't, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I don't. Yeah, I guess I do. I mean, I guess because I'm walking, I don't like one of the heads. Like, I don't look like one of the meth heads. Well, obviously, I must be the dealer.
You look straight out of Central Casting for drug addict number 3.
Fuck you.
I'm sorry, drug dealer number 3.
No, actually, I was rehab number 3, drug dealer number 2.
Uh-huh.
I had moved up in that one, and then I was cop number 3.
Cop?
Yeah, I got to play a cop.
Crooked cop?
No, I told you the story. I got to play a cop in that shit. Fly by Night, I think it was called. Not Fly by Night. It was called Lanes.
Yeah.
And I haven't been able to find it, but I got to play a cop on that. And I told you, when the dude came at me, I shot the motherfucker. I wasn't supposed to. I got nervous, man. He was big, and I'm not a real cop. So when he came at me, I shot that motherfucker like 8 times. It made me think about now, when you have those police shootings, man. But then again, I wouldn't be a cop because I'm going to shoot you quick. You take one step, take one fucking bah, 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 bah. That's what I did to him. Crazy, man. King Handel says, I remember one of my friends took an 80 milligram Addy. They had 80 milligram Addies?
I don't think they do. I think they have 80 milligram like Ritalin or something like that. But I mean, it's virtually the same thing. I don't think so. I think the highest pill form Adderall goes up to is a 30 milligram extended release and instant release.
Yeah,
and I would
I like the 30s.
80 milligram.
I took a 30 like 2 weeks ago. Remember, I did the show and I was up all night, but it was a great ride to and from New York. I can't lie. Mama, where were you, mommy? Where were you? Baby.
Yeah, I don't think they made an 80, but I'm pretty sure they made an 80. Yeah. Yep.
What was it, Ritalin?
No, I don't even think they have. I think all they do is go up to 30s. Dude, 80 milligrams of any amphetamine is a lot, dude. Like a lot. Like, did you take 60, you're gonna be up for 24 hours. No doubt. There's no way.
Oh, that's what he said. He said this dude wouldn't leave me alone or sleep for days.
He probably took it. Yeah, I mean, yeah, he probably took 80 milligrams of Adderall, for fucking 20s. I mean, dude, me and my buddy in college, there was a kid that was pledging our fraternity with us. We have no idea why.
Wait. There was a kid that was pleasuring your fraternity with you?
Yeah. So when I pledged, there were 7 of us, right?
I thought you said pleasuring.
He pleasured us also.
Yeah, that's what I think goes on in those things.
No, so this dude lived in my hall, and actually, Enda was good, was his roommate, right? And the kid, his dorm room door didn't lock. Like, it would shut, but it just never locked. He also had, I think he was getting prescribed like 2 40 milligram Ritalins a day for like years. And he didn't like to take it because he would just like to stay up and play Xbox. So he wouldn't want to get fucked up on the Ritalin because he was so wacky, right? So me and my boy used to just break into his room and steal his Ritalin. Like every day we just go in and just, steal a handful and fucking go back. But we were doing them for like 6 months and thought they were 20 milligrams, right? And they're actually 40s. So every time we're thinking we're doing, we're like, oh, dude, let's do 3 fucking 20s. It's 60 milligrams. We were doing 120 milligrams. for months, dude.
Drug addicts ain't that smart. Bro says you could drop us in rice paddy in the middle of China and we'll find that shit. All you have to know is the nod.
There's more
Yeah,
that.
man. Jasmine, my daughter, says, when we went to Miami, everyone was selling drugs. Someone asked Kyle if he wanted cocaine. Stay away from those places, Jasmine. Gato Gordo says, giggles from Mesk. Double barrel. Yeah, the double barrels. Woo! Woo!
What is that? Is that like the
That was like
how it comes?
Yeah, you get the double barrels. Those are the thick little, you get a little more in those shits, man. Those shits was great.
What
laughing all night, man.
When you would get them, what would it? Well, because it's San Pedro, I'm pretty sure, right? Mescaline. It comes from the San Pedro.
I have
cactus.
no idea where it came from. I got it from my neighborhood.
I know. What did it come? What form did it come in? Was it a pill?
It looked like
buttons, right? Isn't that what they call them? Buttons.
Little nerds. Yeah, little nerds. They were tiny, man. I've learned the tinier the pill, the more damage that shit'll do.
Oh yeah,
man.
always, dude. Yeah, always. The smaller, smaller the pill, the better.
You see those big horse pills, you're like, all right.
No,
you know what I'm saying? You see those tiny shits, you're like, this is gonna fuck me up, man. Michelle says, yup, very funny, and it looked like a tiny tart. Yep, that's what it looked like, Candy. And only $5. Yep. Those tiny tarts were fun as hell. I think mess has gone extinct. I think it's you can find it on the dark web.
There's actually a place in San Francisco that sells. It's a storefront. It's not far from here. They sell all the precursors for mescaline, DMT, ayahuasca, and all that shit. You can buy like the root bark and stuff there.
Oh, and like make it yourself.
Yeah, yeah, like with like ether and shit.
Okay.
Yeah. Not that I looked into it or anything.
Yeah, nah, I trust that. Please says, alcoholic is a thing. LOL. Exactly. Gato Gordo says, shit, the tart and tinies. Yeah, remember those? Those were good too, by the way, the tart and tinies. The Splash says, don't mess with none of that Fent cane today. Too dangerous. Yeah, man. I don't get that at all. Bro says it could become addictive now that our government is making it for us. Watch what we ask for. Exactly. I always said once marijuana becomes legal, that's when we'll start seeing people die from it. And it's funny because I was watching Michael Knowles and that motherfucker said that marijuana kills more people than alcohol. I was like, what the fuck is this dude talking about? I couldn't believe he said that because I was like, what are you talking about, dude? Marijuana don't kill nobody.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? Gato says Miami was built by cocaine. It's like yellow cabs in New York City everywhere. Yeah, no doubt. I actually saw a thing about what part of Colombia are you from again? Gato?
Medellin.
Yeah, I think it's Medellin, right? Yeah, I watched the thing. Me and Mark were watching like the dangerous neighborhoods in the world. And they went there. And I'm like, fucking Gato be trying to get me to go out here all the time. I ain't fucking going out there.
Dude, I would love to do a Colombia trip.
Dude, he's going to say, let's go. Let's do it.
I'm in, dude. I'm in.
Fucking crazy. Bro says anything becomes addictive if you have an addictive personality. That's what I'm saying. Because you got people out there addicted to food. You got people out there addicted to video games. People out there addicted to TikTok. You're gonna tell me that's a disease? No, that's fucking a person that just wants to give in to their pleasures like this and not do anything else. Self-control is the key. Gato says the bubble guys after the first hit though. The bubble guts after the first hit though. See, I picked that up without even saying that. Gonna need a bathroom. I don't think cocaine does that anymore, man. Timor says, is this fentanyl thing real or fake news?
It's out there, dude. It's out there.
I have a friend who they say died of a fentanyl overdose, so I think it's out there. I don't know if it's as crazy as they're making it.
It is, dude. Yeah, it is. It's worse. It's much worse.
Think so?
100%, dude. Yeah, I know. I know over
the same heads that have been out there since I lived out here are still out there.
They're not doing dope then, dude. They're smoking rock.
Okay.
They are. They're smoking rock.
If you say so, man.
I know so.
We start young in Queens. Yes, we do. Gato says always 6th or 8th grade graduation parties. We get down. Yeah, that's what it was. That 8th grade graduation party. That's when I first did cocaine. Gato says shrooms are an exercise for the mind and your consciousness. Good to do them occasionally throughout one's life. I like the microdosing a lot. I get into that a lot where I do the microdosing. That shit is it's good. It gets me into life a little better. It gets me into life a little better. Bro says, listen to the mentality and choices we make when drugs are in the mix. We take anything we like. Don't ask what's in it, where it came from, and we hit it's like we hit the jackpot. Yeah, no, you got to be careful. Listen, I learned the hard way that the people who come to my shows aren't my friends. Because I once took what was supposed to be ecstasy. I traded ecstasy for a ticket. And all I know is that person got a comedy show, but I did not get ecstasy because I was up for 3 days.
Yeah.
And I never touched my nipples once.
Yeah. That's meth.
Yeah.
That's meth, which is, it's not chemically, it's not that much different. The M in the MDMA stands for methyl and the A is amphetamines.
Yeah. Well,
just the FYI.
You need that M for it to be fun.
Yeah. Well, that's where the euphoria. No, you need.
Because I was just like, why can't I fucking.
You need the M for it to be speedy. The methyl is what makes it speedy.
Yeah, well, all
the
I
D
know is
and the
sleep.
Are the fun ones.
It wasn't fun. I couldn't sleep. I was just up wondering why. Why? Why can't I sleep? Who needs a PDR with Brian around? It's a good question. I don't. Bro says that's how that gay shit starts. Communications is key. Pledging, not pleasuring. I don't know, man. I think after you pledge, a lot of gay things start. I think it starts with pledging. That's what I think. That's why Brian gives Rated G so many gay vibes.
Come for pledging, stay for the pleasuring.
They look like blue molten rock that dried or perfectly smooth like tart and tiny candies.
I was talking about
what mescaline look like. What mescaline look like. Bro says purple barrels is what we call them, and they were dirt cheap. Yeah, $5, man. $5. I think they lasted like 4 to 6 hours. They were great. And the thing is, we would pop a bunch of them.
Yeah, dude,
the most I ever took was like 5.
Check this out. This is that store that I was telling you about. San Pedro incense, 50 grams, $50. But that's what it is. That's San Pedro cactus ground up. There's mescaline in this powder. I don't know how you get it from that. I don't know if you just eat that or you get it from the powder or what, but they sell it out
probably
there.
Gotta do some things to it. Go into a jungle. Cliffy, what's up, baby? How you been? Haven't seen you for a minute. Welcome back, my brother. I hope all is well. Why don't you guys open a drugstore? You got to get the government involved and shit. I just closed the drugstore once everything became legal.
Oh shit.
Once it's legal, it's no fun, man. They take all the fun out of everything. You don't want everything to be accepted. Once everything's accepted, you take away the fun of doing it. Brian's in the dark again, and he's complaining about me. He's been pausing. My mic is still on. I only lost it once this time. Okay. Brian, you all right over there?
Yeah, I'm good.
Oh, I thought you were getting swatted just now. Wouldn't that be crazy if someone swatted us? You see me getting pulled out of here as I'm talking to you, yo. I'd be grabbing the tables and everything. I'm not going down easy. I don't even get people who do that, like they go down easy. You ever watch that when they're kidnapping somebody and throwing them in a van or some shit, and then eventually, like, they first put up a fight, but eventually they give up. I mean, I guess they gotta, because you gotta finish the scene. But for me, man, I'm not giving up, dude. I'm grabbing onto fucking everything, man. Everything. I'm not giving up. What's going on? What are you doing?
My headphone broke.
Look at this, man.
I can't get it back on.
We need, guys, maybe
pressure.
Guys, as all our equipment starts to fail and starts to break down on us, I think this is a good time to say, if you want to support the podcast, go to Brian Licata. BrianTLicata.net, right?
No.
What is it? .com, .org.
BrianTLicotta.com/shop.
There you
It's
go.
literally my name.com
/shop.
/shop.
And start to support us so we can get some new equipment, man. Go get and out of it, you get some good fucking drip. Look at that, man. Look at that. I was wearing that and it's very warm. I was wearing it last night. I was so fucking comfortable, man. I told you he was gonna say let's go. I told you he was gonna say that.
Vamos, pues.
He's been trying to get me out there for the longest. Although I think it would be different if I went with him because he got family and shit like that out there. So you know, King Handle says that Gary, the old heads know better than to touch the Fetty. Yeah, I'm not fucking with that shit. Themore says Santa Claus is a tale of the magic mushroom. I'll look into that. Splash says the dark closet. Yes. Gato says, ha ha ha. It's weird when I walk by the old window when I'm over by, isn't it, yo? When you go by 34th Avenue.
Is that where you used to get the mescaline?
Crazy. No, that's where I lived. Well, if I had it, you can get mescaline there if I had it at the time. But that's where I lived, man. I remember climbing in those windows many nights. To sneak into my house or to sneak out.
Huh.
Splash says, stop buying stuff from Temu. Yo, I ordered, it wasn't from Temu, right? The T in Brian's name stands for Temu. But it's funny because speaking of that, Listo. Speaking of the Temu shit, I ordered on TikTok. See, not TikTok, Instagram. I hate ordering stuff from Instagram because one, you wonder if it's a scam. And then two, if it's not a scam, it takes forever to come, right? But they got those, those magnetic plates, the door seals that light up when you open your door. So I ordered them because I like them. They're like the nice, real $60 for two of them. And I'm like, this is a scam. I'm starting to bug out. And I'm like, but I want to fuck it. $60. I'll see if it's a scam because they went through all this trouble to make the commercial, So if they got me with a really good commercial. And then I went on their page and they had like all these things, Better Business Bureau, all this shit. They had people who were giving them giving their fucking opinions, what they call comments. Reviews. So they had people reviews, right? I'm pretty sure you were on there. So they had all the reviews. And I'm sitting there going, all right, well, this is a lie. They put a lot into it. To me, it was worth the risk. So I think it's real because right when I ordered it, I got a confirmation thing. And then I'm just like, if this is a lie, they're going all out on this lie.
Right.
So
you ordered it in what, April? May?
No, I ordered it Saturday.
Oh, okay.
Ordered it last Saturday at night too. At night, like right before the show.
Okay.
Right before the show, right? So then they send me my package. It went to the processing center to get ready to leave. It's coming out of Wuhan, China. I might be bringing COVID to this bitch, son. Every time I open my door, COVID might fly out my car.
Whoa. We were doing great, dude. We did great up until this point. So it goes downhill.
Were we? Oh, yeah, we probably were because we were just talking about fucking assholes and gay shit. So that's allowed on YouTube. Gato says, ready? Now you got to knock G out and get him on the plane like Mr. T on the 18. I'll get on the plane, man. I'll get on the plane. And because you live out there, I won't even try to take no drugs with me because I'm figuring you will be able to hook us up when we get there. Gato says you can get anything there. Exactly. I won't even bring nothing with me. Cliffy says we need you guys on here. Thank you for the love, Gary. I really appreciate it. I appreciate you, Cliffy. And just to let you know, man, I'm in the early stages of talking to my people from SSL, man. I got an itch to try to do it one more time and have a little show. So I'll let you know how that goes. I've spoken to Mike already, and he's down. So let's see what happens. We might be doing a little reunion thing. I'll keep you posted on that. Bro says, love the show. Nothing like laughing and learning. Good job, man. I would like to think we all learn a little something, even if it's just what stupidity is. What comes from the heart reaches the heart. I appreciate you, dog. What is it going to take to get 3 days a week? You gotta talk to Brian. He's the one who keeps fucking us up because we're supposed to do a floating weekend.
We haven't done one yet.
No, because you're never available.
Well, I'm sorry that I need to generate some revenue.
You think I'm with you for the money, but I'm not. Okay? It's for the time. That's why. Okay? And there's only one person out there who even recognizes it. And that's my man, what's his name? Butters? Butters is the only one who recognized it. What was his name again?
Buttery moves.
Yeah, Buttery moves. He's the only one who sees the love.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh shit.
You sitting there still thinking I'm with you for the money. You know, look. Does that look like I'm with you for the money? Huh?
Oh, all right. Before we end the show, I just wanted to quickly.
Well, Gato Gordo first wants to say gay.
I wanted to play for everybody, and I wanted to play with Gary. I made a video last night.
Whoa! What do you mean you want to play with Gary? See the Freudian slips that this dude be coming out with?
No, dude.
You didn't say play for. You say play with. I'm
right,
listening, dog.
Right. And I mean, I want to take my hand and I want to take your old saggy balls and place them in there. And then just cup them a little.
Like those Asian stress things.
Yeah.
Like those Oriental stress balls.
The Oriental stress balls. Yeah, but I want yours to be much hairier and older, you know. But I just wanted to quickly plug a new video that we have on our YouTube channel. Which is going to be the beginning of several series of videos that I'm going to do to promote the show that is going to tie me and Gary into American history. Now, I don't know if you guys heard about this with the moon landing or not.
1969, mankind's giant leap. Or so they say, dive into the secret studio below the surface, meet the true astronauts, legends, or lunar lies. Uncover more truths with Rated G live streaming every Tuesday and Thursday at 12 p.m. 1969, mankind's.
I like what you're doing, Brian. I think I'll keep you around. Thanks for the saggy old ball visual. Well, look, he said it. It was you who chose to visually captivate it. Bro says, what if we just do it on days that start with the letter T? Tuesdays, Thursdays, today, and tomorrow. Man, I love you, bro. Love you, dog. D. Moore says, classic. Guys, man, you guys are fucking dope, man. You need to put Gary breakdancing in one of the clips. I was never very good, and I'm worse now. But I got it in. I did get it in. I used to get it in, man. Fuck that. I was all right, man. Listen, man, we want to thank y'all for hanging out with us today. What's today? Thursday?
Today.
Today is today.
Yeah.
Well, I hope you guys have a really good tomorrow. And are we going to try to hook up this weekend or you can't?
Not sure. Probably not.
Not sure. Well, you guys will get a notification. Maybe we'll do the dropping. You know, love you back, man. Maybe we'll do the dropping. Everyone hates the dropping, but I'm still a fan of the dropping. I never had a problem with the dropping, man. Come drop by AC Jokes and check us out, man. If you're looking for something to do this holiday season to really get in the groove, man, go cop yourself a game board of XXXPlayground.com. Go to XXXPlayground.com, pick up XXX Playground, the board game, roll the dice, get fist deep into someone you love, okay? And if you love them good, you might even get to the elbows. That's our show for the day, man.
You can pull the gerbil out.
Yeah. Yo, you guys have a great weekend, man. Love you. Thanks for always showing up, man. And the show ain't the same without you guys, man. Thank you. Peace.